Cool as hell.
Nice.
Hello, everybody.
Clap for Eva.
Yay.
You did
You
it.
don't want to know
Hello,
why.
everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Zenith 3000, episode 6. My name is Alex. I will be your GM for tonight. We are being graciously hosted by the Sword and Key Twitch channel here. We are a Cypher System actual play TTRPG live stream, and we're delighted to bring to you a story tonight. We're going to go through some quick bookkeeping, and then we'll introduce our characters and ourselves as players, and then we will hop right into our recap and our session proper. While I'm already talking, I will say that if you hit the chat command !donate, you will see both our incentives, and I believe there will also be a link to the charity we are directing these incentives towards, which is Doctors Without Borders. This is a well-known humanitarian organization that deals with medical aid in areas of conflict and acute biological need. You can also hit the chat command !reading, I believe, and see a list of books which I and some of my fellow players have read some or all of in order to say something or attempt to say something cohesive with this story, such as it is. With that said, I believe that is all of the bookkeeping, so I'll now turn it over to the players to introduce themselves and their characters in the way they see fit, and then we'll hop into our recap and our game. Would anyone like to go first?
Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and I am playing Erastus, Revenfeld, who uses the he, they pronouns, who is an intuitive preside who interprets the law.
I'll go next. Hi, I'm Seth. No, ha! I got you first.
Fight, fight, fight.
Hi, I'm Seth. I'll be playing Vesper, who is a doomed delve who murders. I can't get my pen to work, so that's how tonight's going.
You can go next, Eva.
Thank you. That was a instead of a cold open, it was a cold close. Hi, hello. I am Eva. My pronouns are she, her. Ooh, you know what I forgot, folks? Character sheet.
Do you have your dice?
I'm playing Vertigo. Yes. Fortunately, always be Dyson. That's me. Nope, that's not a saying. Don't worry about it. Tonight I am playing Vertigo, who is slightly more put together than I am. They are a beneficent manipulator who works the system. Also, extra bonus content warning for tonight. Sorry, Abhishek.
Go ahead, yeah.
One of my false eyelashes might fall off at any given moment, so it is not a real one. Don't worry. But I think it's probably terrifying. So
should we edit the Moobot to include that content?
No, I think I just need to give it like 1 second to finish drawing, and then I'm good. But
whoever's on screen when it falls gets a crit.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that's fun. Yeah,
I like that. That leaves me then. Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek Matange. Use he him pronouns. I am playing Eris, who is a clever adept who has 1,000 faces. One of those faces being Lysander, our very rich Bruce Wayne-esque billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, investor. He uses he him pronouns. I'm also in charge of doing our recap for today. With that being said, let's jump right into it. Last session, we essentially got off. We sort of left off with a party with Vesper, who sees Lysander, Erastus, and then, as of yet unknown, Loxodon figure nearing the elevator, exiting out the elevator on the 3rd floor. He also sees a figure dressed in red, who he knows definitely shouldn't be there, and that sort of triggers some fight or flight in him a little bit. Mainly fight. But everyone sort of checks if he's all right, regroups together, analyzes the situation. They made it to the dance hall section of the gala, so now they gotta essentially learn this dance. Essentially, that they gotta do to pass, or at least fake being very good at it. I think in the middle of that, Erastus does get a bit of a message containing a large zip file. Seems Desiree has made good on their deal. Yeah, they've delivered their end of the deal. They haven't had really much time to sort through it, which luckily Erastus has had Vertigo there to help with that. But they do figure out who that Chromacorp was eventually behind the assassination of Articana or Ambrose. Yeah, not great. Meanwhile, Vertigo sort of asks. On a bit of a side tangent because I found this funny. Vertigo talks to Lysander about investments and creepy cult stuff that they've been a part of, just at like random parties, which is, yeah, it's a long story, but it was very funny. Essentially, in order to learn these dances, that is kind of going on the third floor, they can either A, put on this weird sort of faceplate mask thing that a lot of the attendants are sort of going around giving into them, essentially beam the information straight into their head, along with possibly who knows what else, because it's a weird rich party. There's always going to be some weird shit there. Or they can essentially just have someone else do it and then just teach them, or just fake it. Vesper and not Vesper, Erastus and Lysander decide to bite the bullet and say, you know what, we'll put it on. They do. The others sort of essentially learn. Learn the dance. Erastus does teach Vesper the dance. Vertigo, I think, from what I imagine, sort of fakes it. Fairly enough, good enough to make it at least, but yeah. And so at some point later, half an hour later, the dance begins. And eventually people are partnered off with other members who have made it to the third floor in a various amount of dances, some slow, some fast, some very energetic and frenetic and hoppy, according to our notes here. But a lot of conversations are had, a lot of perspectives are shared, a lot of interesting info is gleaned. But we do get some very nice info on the fourth floor auction as to what might go down there. To keep things sort of short, Lysander sort of meets up with the Loxodon Ashera, as well as Apogee, one of the half-elf siblings. Vesper is paired up with the Lich Queen, N, who he definitely doesn't try to resist the urge to kill. Vertigo meets Perigee, and they have a few drink, essentially having a sort of two drunk girls in the bathroom kind of conversation. And finally, Erastus meets, the Queen of the Fae, Queen Mob herself. And in a stunning sort of conversation, abiding by all the Fae rules, propositions a sort of, keeps good on his end of the deal towards Kiara. Propositions Queen Mob about this project that she's got going on, and Queen Mob's like, you know what? Here, give this to your friend. Have her contact me. Yeah. At the end of that, essentially, everyone sort of just reconvenes, and it's eventually time to head up to the fourth floor, and then that's sort of where we'll get into it.
Delightful. Before we get... Oh, a cat! Oh my god.
A
look at
baby.
him go.
Baby!
Adorable. Before we get into our game proper, one more piece of bookkeeping to note. For our consistent viewers, you might notice a change to our overlay. That would be this fabulous character art, which was graciously done for us by Amaya at Amaya is okay on Instagram. And we are incredibly grateful for the art that was given to us, the skill with which it was rendered, and our stream now looks even cooler. And so with that, let me grab my notebook and allow me to share with you a perspective. No rational soul, or right mind if you prefer, ever chooses evil as such. For even if it has bought into certain strains of competitive egoism or nihilistic materialism, one in full control of their faculties, while they can be relied on to ignore the universal good, can at least be expected to choose that which is perceived as good for themselves. This might simply be definitional, that we have chosen the words bad or evil to mean that category of things which is mechanistically undesirable for the living being. If, however, you believe that there is such a thing as good, that, for example, being is preferable to non-being, then you will run into a problem. The problem is as follows. In all but the simplest circumstances, you do not know what good is. You might have an idea, a predilection, or a preference. But who among us can say that they have breached the shackles of human cognition to touch that which is in and of itself undeniably good? Who among us do we trust enough to bear so exalted a message? And so if you believe that there is some substance to these notions of good and evil, which, breaking our little fourth wall here, I believe you must, how do you then resolve the first problem? That you do not know that which is good. And, pressingly, how do you address the second problem? That there are those among you who do claim to know what is good, and some of them are very persuasive. Eris, Erastus, Vertigo, and Vesper. The four of you find yourselves on a slowly emptying dance floor. Your partners are now milling about, and a few individuals, are beginning to make their way towards a small gilded elevator. You can assume taking them up to the 4th floor of this fabulous penthouse suite, on which a mysterious auction is being held. What do you do?
Is there anyone stopping folks from going to the 4th floor?
Yeah, there are definitely guards at the elevator. That's the only way you see to the 4th floor. It's just like a single elevator against a kind of marble wall. It's very stark. And you see a few guards there. And pretty much the vibe is if you look intimidating enough or if you flash the right papers, you walk on through. But you're not seeing much surreptitious type of action.
Out of character, I want to convene with the party first, but Alex, let me know when Queen Mab is about to leave.
Sure thing, will do.
But in the meantime, I will convene with the rest of the group.
I would also like to be looking for familiar folks.
Same, yeah.
Absolutely. I will say a few of you managed to receive invites up to the 4th floor. You can expect your patrons, as it were, to be waiting for you at the elevator until you're ready to go.
Which I think that was everybody except me.
I believe so.
I have a plan. Do not worry.
So yeah, the 4 of you are able to meet up without issue.
For Erastus looks a little, I don't want to say unsteady on his feet, but definitely seems a little out of it as he, joins the rest of you again.
Okay, so it's water for you for the rest of the night, it looks like.
I have not been drinking.
Are you on drugs?
No, I feel weird.
That's not good.
Drugs can usually do that.
I
That's true.
did not take drugs. I have been drinking water all night.
I mean,
Is it the dance hypnotism mask thing? Do you think?
I would like an explanation for that, but maybe. I kind
Lysander, you did that too?
yeah.
Are you feeling a
although
little
I feel
druggy?
rather fine. I don't.
I felt
don't, you know,
fine for the first couple dances, and then I kind of feel like I'm in a swift current and I can't really move away from it. That makes sense.
It does. Have you tried, regulating? Just little taps off to the side?
No.
Can't hurt.
I don't think it's not a physical issue. I don't know what it is.
Oh no, that's good for mental stuff too.
Okay.
Vesper. Do you also... We are all four together? Yeah, okay. Vesper, where are you on the drugged feeling but not on drugs to kind of around baseline? I feel like your baseline is probably a little different than the rest of ours, but still good to know, like...
I mean, probably not great. I think that whenever he joins you guys, he is clutching an object in one of his hands, which he is either outright holding or like has kind of like shoved a hand into his pocket to continue like keeping contact with this object. He is visibly not here. Like mentally, like he is looking just somewhere else that is not the wall or anybody who is currently present. But if you address him by name, like he will like, you know, answer and kind of like look in your way.
Is it similar to when we came out of the wall, the other space?
You could say that. Sure.
I mean, just like visibly.
Worse?
Cool.
I don't-
Vesper, just deep breaths, maybe? Are we all gonna make it through the 4th floor? I'm starting to have concerns.
I had concerns as soon as you opened that zip file, Vertigo. I'm gonna be honest. It's gotten worse
To be
exponentially.
clear, you asked me to open that file.
I'm aware of that, but still.
Okay. As long as it's not on me.
It's not on you. Do not. It's
Zip
not on
file.
you.
Take my job very seriously.
Look, it's been a strange night.
That's a very
That's-
kind word to use.
I am
Strange that
rethinking things that happened a very, very long time ago that I no longer feel like I have clarity on.
Cocked eyebrow from Lysander in your direction, Vesper.
Oh, so you're getting like... You're getting deep. Okay.
Yeah, just dragged, you know? It's bad enough that the red presence is back, but...
Lysander, where are you on this river of...
Pain?
I was going to say the evening, but yes, pain.
I mean, if we're talking pain, my body's a little sore. I won't lie. That third dance really took it out of my quads a little bit. That was
Gotta stretch.
yeah,
Or give
I
a
did.
stick.
Yeah. You know, after the whole mask thing, I just wasn't quite sure. I didn't really get I have a whole routine for it. But point being, I might need to. Yeah, quads are a little on fire. Calves are a little tight, but other than that, not too bad.
At least someone's doing okay.
I try to stay on the positive side of things, especially with things like this.
Okay, so... Lysander, you sound pretty good for continuing on. Erastus, Vesper...
As I told you earlier, Vertigo, this is the place I need to be if I want more answers.
Yeah.
Frankly, I would love to call it quits and go take a long drive somewhere that doesn't exist. But as it is,
It's depressing.
you know, there's at least one person here who needs to die, maybe 2 or 3. And I intend to pay back a very kind favor that somebody tends to owe me, or that I owe someone, so.
That did
Oh.
feel like motivation for you. And they're probably not on the 3rd floor anymore, I'm guessing.
Oh, she's right there. She's waiting.
Oh, that's convenient. Shit.
Yeah,
Wish everything was that easy.
Have you all secured a way up to the 4th floor?
Vesper again points at the elevator where M is, I assume, hovering.
I'm sorry, no one else is anxious about that card? Just...
Oh no, I'm ignoring it.
Okay.
I am.
Alex will tell us
Yeah.
the card when he's ready.
One thing at a
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
No, but I'm going to make a bold move and hope it works out.
Oh, hey, we're on the same page about something.
Are you gonna ask them if they know who you are? Because I've always wanted to see that in real life, and I never have.
Are you talking about the
That's-
person that I want to murder?
Oh, no, I thought we were talking about getting up to the next floor.
No.
Oh, do you need help stabbing someone?
Potentially.
For a nominal fee.
Potentially. I think he deserves more than more suffering than just being killed.
I don't
Erastus,
know if
how
I
would
can
you
help
like
with
an
that.
experience point?
I would love an
Whoa.
experience point.
Who will you be giving your second experience point to?
I'm gonna give it to Vertigo.
Vertigo, you may have an experience point. Erastus, you get a text message. You don't have this number in your phone, but the contact information comes up anyway. It's from Nebuchadnezzar.
Oh my god.
Fuck me. Oh my god. So what does Chad have to say?
asks you if you
Big
will be
Chad.
attending the 4th floor auction.
I text him back. I will be attending. I have not made my way up there, but I will be. I intend to.
Delightful. You receive a wire transfer of 500 million Zen.
What the fuck?
You are requested to meet with a contact from the preside up there, Theodore Cratch.
Isn't
And
this the
two of-
guy? Wait, isn't this the guy I just gave dirt on?
I don't believe so. I'm not gonna
Oh.
lie, I pulled this name out of thin air.
Okay.
But
His name wasn't
his
Theodore.
name was
Oh.
Roland
Okay.
Yeah.
or something
Sorry.
like that.
Theodore who?
Cratch, Kratch. A
Okay.
gnome fella.
What do I think of this dude? How is he?
You've actually not heard of this guy before.
All right, cool.
Yeah, he seems to be some kind of field agent based on your message you're getting, which is
cool.
kind of outside your area of expertise.
Cool.
This would be Zenith CIA type stuff, ZIA type nonsense.
CIA.
But yes, you are requested to support him in purchasing the contract to the Red Presence.
I send back another message. Have you reviewed this contract in its entirety yet?
No. If you are able, please send that information. But whatever is in this contract, it would be better for the state to have it than for it to be floating around in private hands.
I message back. Agreed. I will be critically observing and reading through the contract with my previous experiences in tow.
Please send any and all data you can.
Thumbs up emoji.
No response.
That's fine. And then you get a Erastus puts his phone annoyed back in his pocket. Chad. That's the only response you get.
Cool. Okay, so upstairs?
Elevators,
good to me.
but yeah.
Ascension.
Alex, I would have sent that text probably while, like, between the end of the last dance and then waiting for this group to convene, just to throw that in, like, timeline wise.
Yes, and I've actually pulled a card for just this occasion.
Oh boy.
Wait, what
Oh
card?
boy.
I zoned out. What did you pull the card for?
I pulled
I
a
sent a
card for a
text, don't worry
message
about it.
that Vertigo sent. Don't worry about it. It's
You
fine.
don't worry about it.
Interesting. We've pulled the Weeping Priest, value 5, Secrets, Ravens, Books, and Flames, meaning betrayal, weakness, turnabout, disillusionment, or loss. Something unexpected happens to dramatically alter a bad situation.
And
Okay.
Cool.
Kinda delayed, but alright, let's do this. You get a text back from the individual you contacted. And it contains a sort of like one of those like very like highly secure PDF type things, the type you gotta like DocuSign and all that verifies your identity, that sort of thing. If you're going to the 4th floor, the individual you texted asks you to meet with Bahamut, who they have received information that Bahamut will be in attendance. You are to transfer this document, this line of credit, to Bahamut in exchange for if you give it a scroll through pretty much anything the dragon could possibly ask for. The last message you get is that a favor is owed, and this is repayment.
I'm not gonna do a thumbs up emoji. I want to so badly.
Listen, Erastus
take-
is just done here. That's why
Yeah.
he did it.
Not fair.
It's gonna just be I'll take care of it. I'm not gonna rely on read receipts. I will acknowledge it. Okay.
Gotcha.
Alex, am I able to take a 10-minute rest?
Sure, why not?
Bless. Thank you.
Hey, who would like to take a 10-minute rest? I'll say you can all amble. Yeah, you can all amble. Like, there's no rush to get upstairs. Like, every once in a while, you'll see some random schmuck head upstairs or some random person go out. I'd say you see, for sure, Ashura leaving.
Leaving?
Leaving, as far as you can tell, at least. So anything you would like to do while you remain on the 3rd floor aside from rest? Once you head up, that is the point of no return.
This is our save before the boss battle.
Yeah, right.
I look around for creative potions or band-aids. Or
Sure,
whatever.
go ahead. Roll for it, or do you want me to pull a card?
card me. Why not?
Card
go.
you. Let's go.
I think Lysander will also just pull
Oh
Vesper aside
my
for a little bit.
god.
Oh no.
Well, Vertigo died, so
F's in chat.
F's in
leaving-
chat. 07s.
leaving his dogs to Vesper.
Divine. The lucky coin.
Hell
Oh
yeah!
my
Wealth,
god.
Freedom. Unexpected luck.
We found the crate,
Unstructured.
boys.
We
We're back in
found
You
business.
it.
find a crate. I'll tell you what. You while you're chilling, you just happen to be people watching, and you see this pair of young humans, and they are tossed, and you watch them go back and forth about whether they stay or whether they go. Whether they dance more, whether they try to sneak up to the auction, but eventually they seem to realize that they are too drunk to do very much of anything, and they leave. And they leave a coat. And if you are adventurous, you might slip on by that coat. And can you roll me, just for the shits and giggles, can you roll me 2d100?
I sure can. What have
If
we
you
got?
get a 99 or 100, I'm gonna log off.
I want to know why
I
they
got-
would have that.
I got a 97 and a 58.
Damn.
So close.
Okay, hold on. I can do it.
Bread gun?
Bread
Bread
gun, bread gun,
Not
bread
bread
gun.
gun, bread gun.
Okay, fine. Have y'all got the?
This isn't why we play Cypher, for the record, audience, but also.
But
Bread gun.
also, hold on. Let me. So it was a 97 and a what?
58.
58. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I will give you. Oh
Did
my
they leave
god!
a
Show me
nuke
the
in the
comment
bucket?
that has the information.
Too easy.
I'm sorry. I am fighting with Excel for my
It
life.
do be like that.
Fuck you, Excel.
Me
Do
every
better.
day. That's what I get paid for.
Fighting
Oh
Excel.
my-
Fist fight.
Oh my fucking
Yeah, essentially.
god! It's show the comments.
Fighting all of Microsoft Office.
Honestly, though.
What are the
Okay,
names?
here we go.
We got it? We good?
Yeah, I will give you the bread gun because 58 is lame. But
Bread gun.
Bread gun.
I actually don't know if I've given you all this yet. So if I have given you this, I don't know. Vertigo, you reach into the pocket of this coat. The first thing you find is a small vial of some liquid. Attached to it is a small note that, in which is scrawled the words, "Doors are for suckers. This is a potion of immunity to walls.
Oh, I love that.
Oh.
Lets you walk through walls."
My god.
Dope.
Why is this so
Incredible.
perfect?
I love the verbiage.
I was fully expecting it to just straight up say "drink me," and I was like,
Yeah, no, me
"Give that
too.
the right sucker," because
I
Vertigo
mean-
would drink it.
And the next, let me
Potion- oh, so
see
good.
if I can track this thing down.
Bread, 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 bread.
Yes.
Carb
This
Colt
one-
45. Look at that.
The
baby.
format on this might be janky, so hold on. You find a strange thing that looks like a super soaker with a bunch of random copper wires sticking out. It's made of metal. It's unsettlingly warm, but it smells pretty good. This is the rifle or the bread gun.
But
You guys smell bread?
so I guess we know what
Vertigo.
kind of bread it makes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vertigo pulls out this super soaking looking motherfucker, and it's got bits of dough on the side of it.
Please tell me
How did
it's
they get that in?
bubbling.
I mean,
Very good question.
It requires
It's
a
a vibrant
permit.
blue and orange. It does require a permit.
it smells like not gunpowder. Maybe they don't consider it a weapon?
Wait, there's two different modes.
Oh yeah. There's burst mode.
I
Yeah.
was in
The
the wrong
high
chat.
volume slurry of the dough in an immediate area, which instantly flashbakes itself into hard bread. Yes.
Phrasing. I love that bread has multiple levels. Which direction did the people, the owners of the coat, go?
Out. They went down an
Perfect.
elevator.
So they
to
can't
the
come back
second
up
floor.
unless they try really hard.
They have to try real hard.
It also means I can put the coat on to like keep it
Keep that thing on.
conveniently
Exactly.
located.
Is it a nice coat?
Sure. Yeah.
It's
at
better
least
be. It's a high
aesthetically,
gala.
it's at least
True.
as nice as the coat you lifted.
Free coat.
Look, as someone who has walked out of an event wearing a coat that was not mine, it's never gonna be a bad coat.
Fair.
It's a free coat.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mine was like a golf jacket, but whatever.
Mhm.
I'm gonna shake the bottle just a little bit. And listen to it.
Mhm.
And I assume it just makes a sloshing sound.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna pocket it again for now.
Mhm.
You know, I feel like the fourth floor is gonna be like a band-aid. You know, we just gotta rip it off.
And with that, who would like to go up to the fourth floor?
Is Queen Mab going up to the fourth floor?
I do believe I said she would be representing the Fey Kingdoms. So yeah, sure.
In that case, while everyone else goes to talk to their escorts, I would like to, as I'm walking towards Queen Mab, use my understanding ability just in case.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And then politely stop in front of her before bowing and offering my hand. Your Highness, may I escort you up to the fourth floor?
Absolutely, you may. One who might be called Erastus.
And I will offer my arm, and I will escort her up.
She will place her hand in your arm, and the four of you, one by one, with the various partners you associated with, I believe that was Lysander and Emma Elizabeth, Vesper and the Lich Queen M, Vertigo, and Perigi, slightly begrudgingly Apogee as well, and Erastus and Queen Mab. Four of you head into this tight elevator, essentially one party at a time, and you are brought up to a large, spacious, what has been converted, at least in this moment, to a staging area for an auction. There are sort of two levels you can see to this area. It is all the same kind of gaudy yet immaculate display of wealth that you have become accustomed to throughout the night. Gold, marble, and granite everywhere. There is a set of seats looking at a stage. As you come in, you see on a stand a paper, essentially menu of 9 items that will be bid on tonight. The final one you are aware of, which is the contract for or the rights of patronage over the Red Presence movement. Other items sent to you in chat already. And you are given a small tablet through which you can actually do the transferring of funds and the bidding itself.
Is there like a pamphlet version of all of the items?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah, there's like a small like leaflet you can take that repeats that information.
Yeah. Well,
and if you scroll through on your tablet, you can find more detailed information about what is in the, what these items are in particular. So, for example, if you look at the wish spell, you would note that it is mentioned that there are hidden insurances for the non-aggressive use of this wish with respect to Chromacore. So, for example, you couldn't buy it and then wish it out of existence, or if you did, some hidden insurance would come for you.
yeah.
That's it.
The first thing I would like to do is scroll through and immediately read the contract just for what I can, and if I can send like a copy and give like the bullet points to Chad, especially my personal opinion of maybe like loopholes, things to look at like an eye out for, etc. I will do that as well. How long is the contract?
It's fairly lengthy. This is essentially a contract for the selling of a subsidiary business. Is probably the most directly comparable thing you can think of. So I would say it's probably like a couple hundred pages. There's an executive summary at the front. And if you read just the executive summary, it seems like the sale of a subsidiary business to another corporation or to another private individual. That much you don't even need to roll for. If you do want to take a closer look and start reading fine print, you can roll some kind of an intellect check to attempt to understand given the time limit.
God, that's 100 pages. Can I get a copy of it or no?
No.
Fuck.
what you can get is on the tablet, and you can't really even like send information from the tablet. It's like a work computer. It's very siloed.
I'd have to like take a picture of the screen, which is not great.
Yes, or find some other magical technological means to make it happen.
I look at Vertigo, and then I go through the list again, and I'm just like,
Can I help you with anything?
my boss wants a copy of the contract, but I'm more
Oh,
concerned.
I'll put on the glass mask.
Mm-hmm.
Start taking pictures, I guess.
That's right. You can
Oh,
do
shit.
that. That's
I can
sick.
do that.
Yeah.
That's not even the coolest feature it can do.
What?
That's not. You're right. So yeah.
Such a cool item.
Excellent.
It is very cool. So it is the monitor's monocle.
Mhm.
Just to the listening audience, a
Mhm.
mask that resembles a single large glass lens.
Yeah. You flip this bad boy down, and you one of its abilities is to take pictures, and so you just look, flip,
Scroll,
flip,
scroll.
and you're able to get the entire thing in under 2 minutes.
Cool. If I feel like I'm missing something, I'm gonna have to go back to my notes. Isn't there a query for what will be?
Sure is.
Okay. That is not on my character sheet. I have the other two, and I was like, I swear this is a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might be in the Discord. Well, Eva's looking at that because that's going to be a whole thing.
I have it. Yeah, it's a vision of what will be. The
What
wearer
would everyone
catches a
else like to
glimpse.
do? Eva, I'll get back to you, I promise.
Yeah. Vertigo, you are a life slaver, and I'm assuming you send me the file, and I'll forward it off to Nebuchadnezzar.
That'd be such a dick move if I didn't.
No,
Yes, I absolutely do. I'll do the little zip.
yeah. I'm gonna stare at the other items, and everyone else can go, and I'll come back to
All
you.
right. Lysander, Vesper, what's the move? You have a list of most of the parties attending the auction and a few unknowns that you don't recognize. And you see a list of items for sale.
I think Lysander will sort of take a look at the sort of get an idea of what's being offered on the auction list.
Mm-hmm.
I think does he in particular recognize number 6?
Oh yeah, you were there. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you know exactly what
Yeah,
that is.
exactly.
And if you have
I
a
think-
tablet, you can actually see that this vial, one vial of blood from the Angel of the Presence, was graciously donated to tonight's auction from the historical vaults maintained by the Red Presence movement.
I think I'd see that, immediately turn to Vesper and just sort of like pull him aside.
Yeah, I think we like there's like a moment where like you both like maybe like snap look at each other.
Yeah. Tell me you saw that, right?
Number 6.
Yes.
I have questions about how they maintained it for this long.
I have questions on how they even managed to acquire that, but
Well, there's plenty of it to go around.
I mean, fair, but
Just a matter of being fast enough to get some.
okay, then I guess that's fine. But I'm with you on that. I'm surprised it even survived for this long.
As am I. I don't think anyone needs to have. I don't know what. Aside from some strange collection, I can't think of any good reasons anyone would need to have that.
Well,
And frankly, I have selfish reasons for wanting to acquire it, if I'm honest. I think he'll actually pull out the feather and show
Absolutely.
it to Lysander. I think he'll actually pass it to Lysander. I had a
Lysa-
vision. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just
Okay.
going to say, Lysander, there's a chill of recognition in which you are able to confidently identify this as one of the feathers belonging to the Angel of the Presence, that wheeled winged thing that was struck down in the courtyard in front of the House of Reason 500 years ago.
How?
Had a vision. Never had one of those before. Saw Grace, saw the angel, talked to the angel, yelled at the angel a little bit, came out of it, and I was holding that,
And that's all you saw.
basically. I saw what happened that day. Like, everything was frozen. Everybody running.
He sort of like palms the feather, sort of feels it a little bit, runs his fingers through the, I guess, the soft part of it before handing it back to Vesper. Huh. I guess the question is, why now?
Why now, indeed? It's been 500 fucking years.
Oh, yeah.
Things I've just thought I was getting over. So, I'm curious about that vial. And again, seems a little coincidental for it to show up the same day as this shows up in my life. I don't really believe in fate that much anymore, but
Yeah,
I am curious.
You've got me there. But I will say one thing I have learned ever since, and he sort of points at his crown a little bit, the gold, sort of gold circlet. Ever since that, fate's been a little bit of a tricky thing. I've stopped really believing in making my own destiny as much. Things sort of happen, and I have a feeling that things are happening in a direction that we probably might not, like.
Uncomfortably
you, at
familiar, if you ask me.
Don't I know it?
Anyway, if you have some extra money to throw around, I'd owe you a favor if you could get that vial.
At the mention of extra money, he sort of gives you like a look of like, really? Look at me.
Immediately rolls his eyes. You know what I am saying.
Yeah,
'Cause
fine.
Whatever this is going for, I will never be able to pay you back in any sort of monetarily fashion, and so you're just gonna have to write that one off, I'm afraid.
I'll accept a price. Just tell me about the full vision you saw. Bit of a sucker for seeing how other people see visions lately.
Sure. Seems kind of... I think I told you the important parts, but if you want the boring parts, sure.
Let's
If someone
say I
else
like hearing the whole
manages
story.
to... Well, if someone else manages to get their hands on that vial, I have other means of obtaining it, but this is probably better for the sake of remaining a little bit under wraps. So
Mhm.
sure.
Well, I will say if you're going in on that, I can join you. Do remember I did used to be a thief as well. I think that'll sort of break off and sort of head back to the others.
All right. Vertigo, how would you like an experience point?
Ah, heck, why not?
Who would you like to give your second experience point to?
Let's see. I think Erastus is having
Erastus.
a terrible night. So
Thanks.
You may
Thanks,
have
Faye.
an experience point.
let's see. Yeah.
Thanks, darling.
All right. Vertigo, you're standing there, and you're like, this motherfucker can see the future. Let's give it a go. And you activate it.
What could go wrong?
This is fine.
This only shows one possible future, one of many. I would hazard a guess that this is among the most likely. You find yourself standing, briefest of moments, under open sky, as small fires and smoke billow around you. You look here and there, and you see your fellow auction attenders covered in blood. There's something in the middle of you all. Something that's here and yet not. Something that exists but yet doesn't. In the corner of your eye, you see a corpse. You turn to look at it. Just before you're able to identify it, you're standing back where you were. You take 3 points of intellect damage.
Take the mask off for a minute.
You okay?
I'm gonna go sit down for a minute, I think.
Okay.
Why?
Do
Do you want that?
Want what?
I'm so sorry if you can hear my cat. Why do you want that thing?
Out of character, what are you referring?
The contract.
Chad. Chad wants to buy it.
Okay.
I'm supposed to meet with another Preside member before the auction and assist him in obtaining it. But I have other plans in terms of what my focus will be on, so.
What do you know of the other Preside member?
Nothing. They're foot to the curb. They walk the beat. They do a lot of field work.
You guys just like hand stuff like this around inter-office like a memo?
No. But I'm also not in the mood to fight Chad at the moment, so.
Okay, but it is weird, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna sit down for a minute. If you happen to see Bahamut.
Bahamut.
Just went to college together. If you could just kind of point me in their direction, that'd be.
I'll keep an eye out, I guess.
Thanks.
All right. So, I will say this is what happens. Some decrepit old man, bald, all sagging skin, liver spots on his liver spots, approaches the podium. Good evening, everyone. Our auction for tonight is about to begin, as I'm sure you have had your chance to review the offerings on the table for the evening. We will begin forthwith. Our first offering for the evening are award rights for sections of the sprawl. Designation C9867. And the bidding begins. Before we get to that, if Lysander, Erastus, or Vesper would like to bid on water rights, Vertigo, you are done with this shit for them. You head upstairs. In a small balcony, it's dark up here. All the lights seem to be hanging down from below. You see a figure up here. A humanoid individual, not quite elf, not quite human, not quite anything. Odd sheen coming off of his skin. He wears a reflective platinum suit. As you see him, he looks at you and you make brief eye contact and your stomach drops for a moment. It almost feels wrong. But in the midst of that, there's a warmth, a subtle pull. This being, whatever it is, for lack of a better way to describe it, undeniable. Full of being in and of itself, in a strange, cosmic sort of way. As you take in the sensation and stuff down the urge to vomit, he looks at you with a dismissive glance. Flee, mortal. My presence is not healthy for one such as you. If you didn't know better, you'd guess this was Bahamut.
Good thing I don't know better. What is the... I even don't know this. I would like to think Vertigo would have done some sort of smattering of an etiquette class at some point.
Mhm.
What is like the proper address for something that addresses me as a mortal, for example?
There's no standard protocol for all creatures that could refer to you as a mortal. I mean, especially at this time when etiquette is kind of old-fashioned and not really like considered as a useful skill so much. Information's hard to come by. If you were to say you had taken an etiquette class, the best you could come up with at the moment is probably a deep respectful bow and a very sincere sir.
Perfect. I start with the bow, because also conveniently I think that might break whatever eye contact I had, which might give me enough presence of myself to say respectfully, sir, I believe I have something for you.
As you stand, he looks at you, and you make eye contact for again. The briefest second, it almost feels like he sees through you. Not in the sense that he sees the thing behind you, but that he sees past your... not really facade.
Circuitry into my moral soul.
Exactly. You don't seem like you should be here.
You know, I get that a lot, actually. But time and circumstance has found me here, as it has found you here, and here I am with something for you. So
Here you are. I wish time and circumstance found more like you here and less like this rabble.
I don't
But-
think anybody here likes anybody else, if I can be frank. I'm getting a very strong sense of that this evening.
You'll continue to get it as long as you're here. Forgive me, where are my manners? I'm Bahamut. My child, Thraxamundar, is your host this evening. What can I do for you?
And what an event it is.
What?
I have
is-
someone has told me a favor is owed.
Indeed. What would that be? Or rather, who?
Who is a good question. Perhaps this will tell you more. Because I believe my instructions were just to hand over this line of credit, right?
Sure were.
So far be it from me.
Yeah,
To not do that.
You reach out a cell phone. Inexplicably, Bahamut himself pulls out his own cell phone. Tap.
iPhone or Android.
God, imagine having Bahamut's cell phone number.
Right. Bahamut feels like an iPhone guy, you know? So he pulls out the Zenith iPhone equivalent.
The Z phone.
The Z phone.
Z Mobile, it's right there.
Z Mobile. Oh, divine. Excellent. He pulls out his Z Mobile. You tap. He looks at it. He almost laughs to himself. I told him this was not necessary, but very well if it will satisfy his pride. We've been
I'm
bidding
glad it
tonight.
meets with amusement, at least. I have not spent much time looking at the offerings. I had a task, and I thought it prudent not to wait. So,
Understandable. Respectable.
I hope so. I suppose it has been a pleasure being a messenger for you. I didn't really do much business with you.
Admittedly,
so-
I suppose you did not. You're more than welcome to stay and watch this event.
Is
Although
there
I
anything that
understand if-
particularly catches your eye? Anything of exceptional quality down there?
Bah. It's all foolish. Vaxamandar thinks this will impress me. It will legitimize him.
But you find it more pomp and circumstance than something of substance?
I find it in poor taste. I forgive an old man for babbling at you, but
I like to listen.
I wish my son better heeded the master within, rather than have his eyes drawn this way and that by the master without.
Sometimes it takes a while for children to grow wisdom that their
does.
fathers wish they had when they were younger.
Would that I could put the feeling right into his heart. I would. I cannot. I can only hope that he will grow wise in time.
That feels like a good thing to toast to, but I'm afraid I'm without a beverage.
Would you like me to fix that?
I feel like that is an offer I can't refuse.
There's a bar a few yards away. Bartender, a drink for the respectable young woman on my tab.
Thank you. That is very kind
Lysander,
of you.
Erastus, and Vesper. The auction begins. What do you do?
I'm assuming we sat like down roughly in the same area if we sat down.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, there are a few sets of dinner tables if you'd like to grab some food, and there's a
Absolutely.
set of like chairs that are just looking directly at the stage if you want to be super engaged in the action.
I'm like, I feel like Erastus is just pushing food around his plate. Are you two going to be participating?
For some of them, maybe. Yeah.
In a manner of speaking. I think Vesper has chosen a seat that has some kind of view of M
Mm-hmm.
as I weigh my actions for the future.
As you weigh your actions for the future. Sold! Water rights for Sprawl Sector C9867 have been granted to the delegation of Gith representing the Lich Queen Blanket. Next on the docket, a Scroll of Wish. The bidding begins. One group, a small collective of hushed, huddling, ancient-looking women, Coven Zetra. A set of what you can probably identify as hags, ancient fey creatures. All age and magic. They seem very interested in this object, and they begin to bid. They even put up a few astral diamonds These are rare, obscure materials. There's no easy conversion into Zen, your currency, but you can generally conceptualize this as something far and away more valuable than any digital credit. They put up 20 astral diamonds, and this draws gasps ground.
Damn. Alex, what did Chad want me to do in regards to Theodore?
He wanted you to meet up with him and basically bid with him, coordinate, negotiate, figure out. He has a set of money, you have a set of money, and basically wanted you to attempt to buy the contract. And so however you need to do that, whether one of you needs to go out and manipulate, you both just put the money together and stay seated, whatever needs to happen.
I'd like to find him super quick then.
Sure, I'll say you're able to find him. He's at first sitting at the in the set of chairs that's directly looking at the stage. Do you want to bring him back to the table with Lysander and Vesper, or do you want to sit with him?
I'm gonna sit him for like a short minute. I only plan on having a short conversation with him.
Gotcha.
I'll extend my hand to him. Theodore?
Yes, indeed. Brevenfeld, correct.
Yes.
Etherweb regulations, am I not mistaken?
Correct. Do you mind if I ask what department you are in?
Intelligence operations. Field agent of sorts.
I'll sit down super quick. Nebuchadnezzar told me that you would be also working to secure the rights to the contract.
Yes, indeed, the most valuable item here, if I were to hazard a guess.
I was going to ask you if I can... Nebuchadnezzar wants us to coordinate together, but I wanted to ask if you would be okay handling that on your own.
Well, certainly. Were you provided with a sum of money? I was
Correct.
Under the impression. Yes, could you transfer that? If you want me to handle that, of course I can. Could you transfer me the funds?
I will transfer you the funds, but I have an item that I am looking at myself, and I want my full attention on it, which is why I'm asking if you're okay with this.
Certainly I am, but is this another part of state business or a personal acquisition?
I just shake my head at the state business part.
All right. Why don't you transfer me all the state funds you have, and then you pursue your own ends as they lead you. Sound fair?
Absolutely. But if there's any way I can do to assist you in terms of pushing others away from wanting to bid, I'll do my best there. Do you know if anyone else is
I'll let you
interested?
know. Oof. Certainly, I imagine there are. I can't imagine the Queen of Geb would scoff at having patronage over a cult within our borders. They wouldn't put it past the Red Presence themselves to bid on their own freedom. Mephistopheles is a respectable fellow. I don't know that I would see him purchasing patronage over a cult, but then again, there's a cult of association of his. The Coven's actually doesn't seem to be interested. I can't imagine the Magisterium is interested given their history. The Bahamut never bids. And I can't imagine the Gith are interested either. Perhaps if you could speak with M, see whether or not she's purchasing tonight. And what, if anything.
I'll see what I can do. I'm in your debt. Thank you for being willing to take this on.
Of course, of course. Good luck on your private concerns.
And I'll wire him the 500 million Zen.
You wire him 500 million Zen, the equivalent of $50 million.
Jesus Christ.
And you watch more money than you'll ever see in your entire life enter and leave your bank account in the span of 30 minutes. And you walk back to the table and sit.
question for Seth. Was Vesper super very... I know you said you keep looking at M, but, do you... Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Man!
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
F.
F's in chat.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear
I
you.
can hear you
Okay,
for
that's
sure.
nice.
But I was going to ask, how, is it apparent that you have your sights on M, and also we saw you walking up together, essentially, as well.
Yeah, for sure. As far as keeping his sights on them, I think he would probably not be super obvious about that. Like, he's
Yeah.
frankly probably also hungry, so he's like
Fair.
eating dinner, judging the
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who are like currently bidding on stuff, and
Yeah.
it's just like she's within his eyesight.
Vesper, if you don't mind me asking, how well do you know, M? I saw you two walking up here together.
Depends on what you mean by no.
Willing to have a conversation with me with her? Or introduce?
I think she likes me right now.
You just get a look at that comment. Would you be up for helping me determine if she's bidding on anything today?
Actually, that'd be information that would be useful to me too. Sure.
Okay. And if she's interested in purchasing a specific contract on behalf of Gib, persuading her that it might not be a good idea.
I'm not one for persuasion, but you know,
Whatever
something like
tactic you find best. I'm not going to tell someone how to best work.
I'll give it a shot.
All right. The two of you approach M. Lysander, are you going to bid on the contract, or the scroll rather, of Wish?
He's gonna pass on that.
Pass on that. There's some back and forth. Let me pull a card, see what happens. The Relentless Rumor. Ooh, card of the green. Let's see what we get. Who among you gets a wish? Endless half-truths, incessant drives, ruthlessness. There is never a real truth whispered in rumors. Searching for authenticity amidst the clandestine furtive works of rumor is a fruitless task. For a moment, it does indeed look like Coven Zetra is going to claim the Scroll of Wish with an exorbitant sum of 20 astral diamonds. Before Emma Elizabeth Maurer, representing the Magisterium, pops open the bird cage on her wrist, reaches in, and pulls out a fistful of astral diamonds herself, 25 in total. Coven Zetra scrambles to attempt to bid a counter, but they do not seem to be able to come up with a value of 20 astral diamonds. Or 25, rather. And so the Scroll of Wish, with insurances, is passed on to Emma Elizabeth Maurer, and by extension, the Magisterium. The next item on the docket is an assorted portfolio of debts incurred by independent technologists and mages. If any of you are particularly curious or have soft hearts, you might have looked and found a name Kazakh among them.
Oh,
Oh,
my boy!
oh no.
Erastus and Vesper, you approach M. She is sitting at a table, not dining. She doesn't need to. And she looks at you as you approach. Ah, good evening again. What can I do for you?
Firstly, I wanted to thank you again for allowing me to accompany you upstairs.
Of course, I thank you again for allowing me to accompany you on an exceptional dance.
Exceptional is doing me too much credit. I am here to introduce you to, I don't know if you know each other, Erastus seems to know almost everybody here.
I don't believe you've met. Good evening.
Good evening.
I am
And
known as M.
hello, M. My name is Preside Erastus Brevenfeld. I wanted to say hello and introduce myself as a representative of the government here.
Ah, excellent. Please have a seat if you're not already engaged.
I'll take a seat.
Vesper, was it? Will you be joining us?
Oh, yes, I could spare a couple of moments.
Of course.
He'll pull up a chair on the other side.
How do you find the city? And I know you've been around a long time, but it changes.
I find the city exciting as always. The stillness of Geb is beautiful in its own right, truly.
Would you
And
say
I do long to return to it.
Would you say it's a bit more lively?
I would certainly say it's more lively here, yes. It's always a delight to be among the living. Well, among as I can be.
Interacting with?
Precisely. It is my hope that a copy of my text will please the purchasers here. Perhaps elevate another to status such as my own.
I'm sure whoever has their eyes on it looks up to you greatly.
I should hope so. At least so long as they actually read and put some of the spells to practice. I would hate this to end up in some magisterial library, unused, untouched.
Or worse, in the fireplace.
Ah, terrible. But then again, I suspect the power-hungry sycophants around here would certainly appreciate having a backup plan for their own demise.
Hopefully they have the cleverness to pull it off.
I should hope so, or at least I hope they have money to hire someone who does.
So do you come to the gala every year?
Not every year. In truth, I ask my husband to send other dignitaries when possible. If I have to spend time among the living and leave the stillness, then in truth, this is not my favorite event to do so. I rather like your winters more than your summers.
So what made you decide to come this year?
Necessity. Other diplomats were otherwise engaged, and I had other business with your magisterium.
And also, you have to send the best, right?
You do, on some occasions, have to send the best, especially when Chrome of Core has made errors as of late.
Errors?
Certainly, evidently they're tied up in some cult.
Yes.
Some distasteful little pets of Thraxamundars, I have heard.
Yes, that's what I have been heard as well. They have a contract. They're selling the contract, I hear.
I do believe they are selling the contract, yes. I wonder if it's worth anything.
I've glanced through it.
What do you think? You're a local here, a representative of the city's government, no less.
Yeah. Alex, from what I have, I didn't do a full in-depth read, but I did do a brief reading of the introduction and maybe a skim through of the first page or two. What was I able to get out of it?
Let's pull a card on that, because there's some significant information that you'd want to know. Okay, absolutely divine. We have pulled the Watcher.
Ooh.
This is perfect for an event such as this. If I can find card number 45, the Watcher. Parental figure, sight, alertness, observation, and knowledge. You would know that in this city of maybe 20 million, there are known, cataloged, at least 500,000 individuals who regularly traffic on websites associated with the Red Presence.
Great.
You don't know if all of these people are active. You don't know how in touch they are with the ideology. But you know that patronage over the movement itself grants you direct access to 500,000 people who could, in theory, be mobilized to do things at a very rapid pace. That's probably, in the first page or two, the only and the most significant piece of information you could acquire.
Knowing that, I'll take a sip of my water and just like look like I'm thinking very hard and just like trying to figure out the best way to word this. I have extensive knowledge in contracts, writing them up and such. Before I was in the government, I used to be a lawyer, so I'm quite familiar with them. Overall, it's, as you said, I think it's more like a pet. Yes, they have influence,
I'm
but...
afraid so.
They have influence, but what is a fly to a dragon?
Indeed. Yeah. Well, in that case, then, I suppose it is settled. The only remaining item of interest here to me is the blood of the Angel of the Presence.
I was quite surprised to see that still even existed.
Indeed, I was too. But, I suppose that, Thraximundar's little ghouls that he keeps below him, they're good at record keeping, if nothing else.
I'm more surprised that they're willing to let go of something so valuable.
I am too. It's peculiar, but who knows how much they have. Perhaps this is only a fraction of it.
That's concerning.
If I remember correctly, they were active during the slaying of the angel itself, involved in some way. Forgive me, my my memory of the history of the apocalypse is hazy. But I suppose it's not surprising that they have some quantity of it, at least.
Yes, according to the histories, that's what I have heard.
Indeed. Lysander, do you bet on the assorted portfolio of debts incurred by independent technologists and mages?
He does.
What do you bet? Divine.
Let's see. I think Lysander is going to start off with a cool 5 million Zen. Just to play it safe, just to test the waters, knowing people will react more.
This hits the block at 1 million Zen. You instantly raise the ante to 5 million Zen. Can you roll me some kind of personality check? Do you have anything involving persuasion, performance? This is not deception. You are genuinely bidding this money.
I do not, no.
Okay, sick. Then let's call this a DC. Let's call this a challenge level 3 to bid off the chumps, to hedge off the people who would only drive the price up. Yeah, exactly. And to establish yourself as a real competitor, to say, I want this thing, and only other people who really want to get in should get it.
All right, let's do this. All right, 10.
10. That will beat a challenge level 3. So as you do this, in the middle of your conversation, Erastus and Vesper half-heartedly raises a hand. 5 million Zen from Lysander. Ooh, she takes it back. Coven Zeshra all grouped together, huddled and whispering to each other, here, 5 million. They pull back. For an assorted portfolio of debts, I would say Emma Elizabeth looks at you, makes direct eye contact with you, Lysander.
Sort of gives it like an eyebrow, like a...
Yep. 10 million Zen.
Alrighty, if that's how you want to play it. And he'll sort of just dust himself off a little bit. 10 million and 1 Zen.
Lysander, you child. 15 million.
15 million and 1.
Vertigo, as you watch this absolutely bizarre bidding war.
Very Price is Right.
going on below you. What's the conversation like with Bahamut, if there is any?
I think there definitely is, especially if he's stuck around.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
I think given just like the situation, like Vertigo is on like, God damn it, Abhishek. I think, you know, Vertigo has moved into the like nice whiskey type of beverage for the evening, like not party girl situation. So if you don't mind my asking, sir, what would you have done instead? God damn it, Alex.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to have a nice, serious chat with an old dragon man, and
Fun fact, Sents and Zenith are called Zents, and citizens are called Zenizens. Anyway.
I'm more surprised
Okay,
that
okay.
scents still exist.
Yeah.
so what is
honestly.
a Zenith Zaddy called?
Okay,
Zaddy
continuing
goes, yeah.
on.
Still a Zaddy, just with two Z's.
Exactly.
What would I have done different? This might sound like an old man's rambling, and if it does, I hope you'll forgive me. I think I would have tried to spend more time with him. Personally, his mother, Tiamat. She is a great figure, a ferocious woman, and the most magnificent being I have ever seen. She is what your people would call materialistic, grounded in here, now, next meal, tomorrow's dead. It's a respectable approach, I cannot deny, but it, to me, feels incomplete. And so, I just don't know what I could have done. Would it have been right for me to praise my son less for his successful hunts? For me to teach him less on how to live amongst the mortals? What tributes to demand of them? What reason dictates a relationship should be to them, given that he would live for 5,000 years and still be young, still be but a child to me, and be ancient and mighty to them? Maybe I would have taken more seriously his indifference to it all. His lack of faith that there's value to the things unseen. His lack of connection to the master within. Or maybe had I done that, he would have found it repulsive as he does now. And I would have driven my son even further than he is from me. Do you have children?
Such words are spoken from the heart. Ramble or not, there's nothing to forgive. I do not have children, no. But I have a father and a mother.
What were they like?
I think they would call me rash and say that I have not grown up in their image either. But they were good people, and I learned a lot from them, even if I didn't, and maybe don't, have a mirror image reflection of that. I think children are always children to their parents. And there's always that gap of knowledge. There might be centuries between you two. There might be decades between me and my own parents. And the knowledge that I gain in that time, they've just gained more of it. Children will never catch up to their parents. But I think with time, many of us, hopefully, do come to reflect on what we've learned both from our parents and from the world, and create our own, I think, as you say, maybe masters. Unless I'm very much putting my foot in it, and the master within is something different for dragons that I'm unaware of.
Based on how you speak, I imagine it is the same. You dash my hopes. I do not wish to see Thraxamundar catch up to me. I wish to see him exceed me, if only because I know he can.
I think that's maybe a great tragedy of children and parents, is that is something that parents, good parents, strive for. But that goalpost always moves.
It does.
Or once it's met, the parent is already gone. I hope lessons for you both are beneficial and bring growth. And change can be painful and hard, and sometimes comes with a loss, but even that can be built on. And it sounds like there's room for your relationship to grow, maybe even back together.
Vertigo, we have pulled the doctor, and for once I will say this is not a bad card.
That's good.
As you have this conversation, you hear footsteps. Heavy, humanoid-sized thuds across the upper floor. And you turn, as Bahamut does, to see a devilishly handsome young Dragonborn. Fabulous, gleaming orange scales, large frills, piercing, attentive, and alert yellow eyes with slits like those of a cat. Father! My son. Bahamut begins to walk away. Before he does, he turns to you. One who has not graced me with your name. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with an old man such as myself. You have a good evening, and goodness go with you.
And also with you.
Bahamut turns away, looks his son Thraxamundar in the face. And the two embrace as you down the rest of your drink and begin to walk off. And that is where we will take our break for this evening. We will be back in 5 to 10 minutes to resume and conclude our session. Pet your pets, take your meds, drink some water, say hi to your loved ones. We will be right back.
Bye.
Fuck it, we'll do it live! Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome back to Zenith 3000, Episode 6. Greetings, Jesus. The party of 4 find themselves in the middle of a tense auction. We are going to move through some bidding. Lysander, we were last at 15,000,001 Zen.
Yeah.
At this point, I will pull a card. Zoinks. We pulled the devil.
Oh no.
Oh!
You know what? Not the worst thing.
How can
Which
we use this? Temptation, lies, charm, persuasion, and words. You're bidding on the portfolio of debts. The nemesis of secrets is the prince of lies, the devil. I'll tell you what.
Oh boy.
You and Emma Elizabeth make eye contact, and you begin this game of cat and mouse where she bets a figure and you bet one above. She bets a figure and you bet one above. She bets a figure and you bet one above. And suddenly, before you know it, you have put a whole 5 billion Zen on the line and won. And she's making eye contact with you the whole time. She looks like she's gonna make it again. And she
I know where
drops
she's
out.
going. Yeah, I knew it.
And suddenly you are on the hook for 5 billion and 1 Zen. For, granted, an impressive portfolio of names and debts, but certainly nowhere approaching 5 billion Zen worth.
Mm.
The portfolio is granted to you. You are now, I'll get you a figure after the session in terms of how much this is
Worth
monetarily if you were to pull in all of the numbers right
Okay.
now. You could, in theory, turn it into something more valuable than what you spent, but that would be a long shot. It's a tough crowd out there. It's a respectable playing field. Vertigo, you do rejoin the others as Thraxamundar and Bahamut head off.
Erastus seems to be busy even.
I probably would have gone back to the
Mhm.
table with Lysander and Vesper. I wouldn't have stayed with M the entire time. I was having a polite conversation, and then would have gone back.
Okay. There's like a cocktail napkin or something around here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or gosh, my fancy cyberpunk cell phone. I can just use my finger to draw. My God,
Absolutely.
technology is wild. The future. Who knew?
Wild, absolutely wild.
Vertigo knows Thraxamundar does not have a good rep, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to determine if they also have this feeling or if it's just me. That it's fine. Never mind. One trauma at a time. Gonna do a little quick sketch on the old Z phone, and kind of set it down where theoretically all three of them could see it, but I know Lysander's busy bidding, so no pressure. It's basically gonna be the vision. And I'm gonna be real with you. It is stick figures, but I think tasteful stick figures. Like, you know probably what they are. Yeah.
Did you just MS paint this?
Absolutely.
Faint.
Yes.
When it is someone else's focus, I will draw this for you all. So I know there's a lot going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
That contract that your boss is interested in, Erastus,
Yes.
and Vesper, I just historically assume that this is somewhat relevant to you because contract, red presence, old, new, second verse, same as the first.
Fair assumption.
Anyway, so I looked at it with this little... Oh, it feels magic-y.
I've been calling it techno magic, if that helps.
A little bit. I'm still a little queasy from some other stuff. I need a nap. Anyway, I looked at the contract, and this is the world I saw afterwards. So,
Like a vision?
I guess, but like, not like Zenith, City of Visions. No, this was like I looked at it like a little glimpse of the future, like a little, it's the mask thing. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I guess a vision, but like a potential future vision. Look, it's above my pay grade. Like, you want me to hack an ATM? Fine. You want me to, digitally ruin someone's life? Cool. It's like a fun Sunday. This just feels bad, and it's connected to that. And I thought other people should know who maybe are better at this thing.
Define.
And I'm just
this
gonna
thing.
gesture at the MS Paint image on my phone. The contract maybe being like, look, in this vision, like, I was standing, but I don't know if I was me or just like, you know, like an all-seeing.
Spectrally existing.
Yes, thank you. That. I just wanted other people to know, like, contract probably bad, like, people covered in blood. Fires are probably not good. Smoke, probably not good. It's bad for your lungs. I know that. I couldn't tell in my, sorry, above table. I couldn't tell in my vision who that last body was that caught my eye. Could I tell anything about them, like general
No.
shape, arm, leg? No. Okay.
Yeah, you could tell they were a corpse. They were roughly humanoid sized, but that's literally everybody here.
Yeah, fair. if something's gonna go sideways, I like to know if that percentage has gone up, and this feels like a percentage has gone up in things going sideways due to this item. I don't know how. I realize that there's a lot of I don't knows, but okay, job done. I did what I could.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to respond to that without completely being a jerk and dismissing it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
There's not much that I can do about it.
The copy of Book M sells. The vial of blood of the Angel of the Presence is on the block.
I mean, there are things you could do, right? Like,
I don't know.
not fund it.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not buying the book, the contract. I gave all the money to my colleague. I have my own thing I'm bidding on, so I can't be bothered to help Chad right now.
You know what might be beneficial? Vertigo's gonna swipe to a new blank MS Paint screen.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't said out loud. And it is basically just
God, what are you gonna do?
you're welcome, Mayor. It is basically just like little icons of like the collective auction items.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a little Molotov cocktail just like heading towards it. Like really, if all these things were just like gone, you know.
I'll
how bad
ask
would that
Julie
be?
for another one later. Sure.
Yeah, like now would be really helpful, but I get it.
The vial of blood of the Angel of the Presence begins at 10 million Zen. Do you put in an offer?
Abhishek?
Sorry, how much was the offer again?
It hits the block at 10 million Zen. Do you put in an offer?
20 million.
20 million? All right. Make a intellect task. This will be of a challenge 4. This is a desirable item.
Okay.
Would you like
Challenge
to
how much?
spend any-
Challenge 4?
4, target number 12. Would you like to spend any effort from your intellect pool?
Let's... You know what? I will actually spend 2.
2, target number 6.
Please subtract the requisite amount. Alrighty. 6 on the dot.
6 on the dot. That'll do it. I will say you dissuade. Let me find the Discord list. You dissuade. Presents weren't going to bid. Mephistopheles. You probably dissuade Mephistopheles. You probably dissuade Coven Zetra. Emma Elizabeth wasn't going to bid. Bahamut wasn't going to bid. So yeah, I will say you find yourself in another mano-a-mano bidding match with M, the Lich Queen herself. She casually, in response to seeing your antics, puts down 20 million and 1.
Ah, fellow enjoyer. Let's make this a little more spicy then. 50.
50. Interesting. Pull a card. Oh, the ambassador. All right, sick. I think this
That is
good.
what she is.
Yeah.
Eh, indeed.
It is. It is.
If I can find her somewhere. All right, control that. Motherfucker. There we go. 26. Diplomacy, reason, discussion, intelligence. She hails from a far-off land, carrying a message of unity and civility. Ugh, not her. Talk, not fight. How much are you willing to put down on this item, Abhishek? Or Lysander, I suppose.
Honestly, this one he's probably prepared to spend more on. I mean, again, he was expecting to spend like 5 billion Zen on the whole portfolio. But I think for something like this, he is willing to spend as much, if not more, for this, considering the importance of it.
I will say this is pulled up to a similar amount, and you get the sense that M could bid more, but at the last minute, she decides not to. And you get the sense that this is more of a concession to you for your boldness than it is a trick played on you, as it was with Emma a bit. You've now purchased 2 of the 10 items that there are available, or 2 of the 9 rather items that are available tonight. And you definitely have eyes looking your way like, oh, I'm dimly aware of this Lysander man. And now he's here for the first time in ever. And he's purchased 2 of our 9 items. This is pretty wild. As you approach the podium and are handed a vial about yay big, thick, you have to wrap your entire hand around it. It's probably like, I'll say half a liter of blood in there overall. It's thick, viscous, still warm, unsettlingly, and a gleaming gold color. As you head back down, you notice a strange figure sitting alone at one of the tables. An odd, hooded individual who seems to be almost phasing in and out, there and not there at the same time. It's a little strange. But you sit back down with your prize. I believe you have 40 million Zen left available to you, is that correct?
Yes.
All right.
40 billion, sorry, yeah.
40 billion, that's correct, yes. About $400 million. Do you bid on the scroll of Summon Grand Devil?
Pass.
Pass. Then what do y'all talk about while this bidding is going on?
Quick question.
Quick question.
When I saw Thraxamundar and Bahamut walking away, where did it look like they were going?
It looked like they were going towards Thraxamundar's office, his personal quarters. If you imagine yourself looking at the stage, behind you is the elevator. In that direction, ahead of you and above, is Thraxamundar's office.
Cool. Then I'm keeping a weather eye on that.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case they come out.
Go ahead and roll a perception test. This will be a challenge 3, target number 9 or above.
Yes. That is a 17.
17. All right, that'll do it for sure. Not immediately, but sometime, I would say, just for the expediency's sake, after the summoning of after the scroll of Summon Grand Devil, Bahamut leaves the office and continues to watch.
Good.
He doesn't seem perturbed or anything, but he just seems to be vibing, hanging out.
Okay. In which case, my conversation is going to be light and general.
I think while the scroll of the Grand Devil bidding is going on, I'm gonna turn to Lysander. Question for you.
A possible answer.
I've never participated in an auction before. Do you have any recommendations on how to go about bidding? Strategies?
Well, it'll certainly depend on person to person. I usually like to shake up the crowd, be a little bold, audacious, as you clearly saw with my last few purchases.
Unsurprising. Yes.
I think for someone such as yourself, and I think he'll Lysander will sort of take a look at you, eyeing you up and down a little bit. You sort of struck me as a more cautious fellow, more analytical.
You're not incorrect.
And I'd say it might be in your favor to wait, make calculated bets, and don't overextend yourself, is probably what I'd recommend.
I only have a limited budget anyway, so...
I'd say only go for items that you know for sure you might be able to win. In your case.
Well, we'll see. I don't even know where the starting bet is going to start, so...
Well, if you need a little extra money, I'm always happy to lend a hand.
There's like a very long pause before like a slight nod. I might take you up on that.
Just let me know.
I'll give you a little tap.
Speaking of, and I think Lysander will sort of turn to Vesper surreptitiously and just hand them the vial, the vial of like golden god blood.
Yeah, as you do at a party. Yeah, I think Vesper is probably at least momentarily like enraptured by this thing. I think he like gazes at it almost like hoping for some other like another vision, or maybe I think he has like this like fantasy in his head of like maybe the feather will start like react to it or something, you know.
Nothing yet.
With that thing out in the open, I would like to use my understanding ability and study it for a little while. On a technical level, your next interaction with that object gains 1 asset. I'm just more interested in, I mean, that would be neat too, but what is there like an impression like being around the dragons had on Vertigo, or is there what's notable about it just like as an object aside from the like theoretical significance from someone who wasn't there?
Gotcha. So like a vibe check.
Basically a vibe check.
Vibe check.
All
right.
I will use my point.
All right. Sick. I will say that it certainly doesn't give off the same energetic kind of field that being around Bahamut did. Certainly, theoretically, you could assume all sorts of things. It's magical. Could probably power things. It could probably be used in potions or all of this stuff. It doesn't, to you, have an immediate feel, though, an immediate sense of presence. In a way, it feels kind of dead. It hasn't separated, though. You know, like how like human blood does. It's like all still together. Maybe that counts for something.
I mean, that is notable. And
yeah, it's remarkably well preserved.
Yeah, interesting on a level. I don't think Vertigo wants to touch it or even perhaps look at it too much longer than it takes to get that information.
All right, sure thing. The Scroll of Summon Grand Devil is eventually sold for 20 million Zen and 7 Astral Diamonds to Coven Zetra. The next item on the block is the Microcontroller of Resurrection, complete with the requisite diamond needed to cast the spell. This hits the block for... Let's pull a card, because I actually have no idea.
Yeah, that's...
Empty?
I have no clue where this is going to start.
Yeah.
Me neither, but the fact that for a resurrection item we pull the Empty Gallows is
Damn.
fucking sick.
Oh,
That's
the
rad.
Cards. No.
Okay, thematic pulling.
That's
Okay.
harsh.
The cards always know.
Thematic
That's-
pulling?
Wow.
That's
Shots?
hard as fuck.
Shots fired?
The Gallows
experience
claims
point for the
no
deck.
victory today. All right, all right. All right. Let's see. Fuck it. Let's see what happens. I'll say this hits the block for 400,000 Zen.
I'm gonna wait to see who's bidding on it first.
All right. Well, certainly M has no reason to take this.
Right.
Emma Elizabeth has no reason to take this. Mephistopheles isn't super interested in it. Bahamut doesn't bid. So I would say that the only interested parties are the delegation of Gith, who probably want to acquire it for reverse engineering purposes, studying the technology of this place to make their own. And I don't even think Coven Zetra is interested in it. So yeah, I would say you are primarily competing with a small delegation of Gith.
So if they do the first
I'll say they put 500,000 down.
600.
Make a an intellect task. Let's start this off at a challenge 3.
Any skills that can be applied to this?
Do you have persuasion or performance? This is not deception. You are not. You are actually putting this money on the line.
I actually have 2 skills in persuasion,
Okay.
and I'm going to
Actually,
use 1 level of
Okay.
effort.
All right, 6. So, all right, that will give it to you for free. You don't quite shake them off, but they're wary of you.
That's fair.
What was it at last?
I put it at
600?
600,000, yeah.
All right. They put 700.
750.
They put 1 million.
1.5.
Can you make me another intellect task? This will be of a challenge 5. Target number 15 or above.
Sorry, I got to do math. I'm going to reduce that to a challenge 1 because I'm going to use 2 levels of effort. So that's a
All
total.
right.
That's 5 points minus 2, so it's minus 3 from my pool. Okay. Die.
Let's see it. Can you roll a 3 or above?
I can. I got a 13.
All right. They put down 1.75.
2.1. And I look at them in the eye. I'm trying to convey through the gates, like, you don't need this. Like, you have a Lich Queen. Who needs this?
That is a phenomenal point. We pulled the Questing Knight. Value 5, Justice, Journey, Determination, Achieving Goals. A stalwart and focused individual seeking justice over the long term. The quest is hard. Success comes to the persistent and the determined. 2.6.
2.8.
2.9.
2.9. 3.5.
I think you take it. I think you take it. The
Hell yeah.
Gith look, they talk amongst themselves. You hear brief chatter about,
Who the fuck is this random person?
A, yeah, whomst the fuck. B, find another one. Other markets outside the city. You're provided with one microcontroller. If you, Mare, have ever encountered an Arduino, one of those little microcontrollers that,
not.
like, they're great little guys. But
are.
it's like a little, like, it is like a little printed circuit board, like, glued to a piece of cork with, like, wires just stuck into a random, like, breadboard.
I'm looking at it right now, yeah.
All extremely improvised. There's a diamond kind of jammed in there with glue. And you're like, this thing looks fucked. But it'd probably work.
It probably does. And like,
Yeah, you represented what looks like a high school science project.
and like after I get it, like, and sit back down, like all the tension just like leaves Erastus's body, and he just like breathes into his knees for a bit.
Mm-hmm. What is next on the block is a large selection of data scraped from the personal devices of Zenith citizens. Sample size, 37% of the city's population. Would anyone like to bid?
I was absent for the conversation about how much money we have. I do, however, have a question.
What is your question?
Thraximundar's office.
Mm-hmm.
He's in there. Is there anyone by the door?
Interesting you say that. As this item in particular comes out, Thraximundar actually leaves his office and he is standing on the balcony looking out at y'all from behind the stage. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for attending tonight's gala. These following 2 items that you have a chance to bid on are from my personal collection. My gifts to you and my invitation for you to participate with me in leading this city into its future.
I think Vesper leans over to whoever's closest and says 2.
The contract for the Red Presence is yet to be placed.
Be bid on, yeah.
The other one was the data that he scrapped.
Data, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, the data, I would say the data hits at a solid 150 million set. And that is instantly brought up to 500 by Mephistopheles.
Damn, boy.
Do I be a little shit?
Eva, I think you're muted.
Was I muted that whole time?
I didn't hear you, yeah.
I did not hear anything.
I
That
did not.
explains because I said that I'm going to get up. Okay, that explains a lot.
Okay, you get up.
And I think Vesper, and I say like I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna take a little walk. If anyone could let me know, if our host makes any location changes, that'd be super great.
Where are you going?
Cool. I'm gonna just... Well, it's not breaking and entering if you're not breaking anything, right? And Vertigo's
want
gonna
an
check her
accomplice?
phone real quick. I mean, yes, but I don't know if I can take you with me. But we can see how far we get.
Vesper will shrug and get up.
Okay, well, that renders my next
Tucking the
step...
blood into a pocket.
I thought you said sucking, and it ruined my life.
Please don't drink the angel of the presence
Vertigo
blood.
had...
You can't tell me what to do.
I
Their
mean,
phone-
if anyone, it should be Vesper who does it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fair.
look,
What Vesper does in his own time is his problem.
I was gonna hold my phone out to Vesper, in like a almost tap motion, and then just rotate and tap Erastus's phone instead. It's Vertigo's door code. Just the dogs, if
You
I
die?
don't. Whoa! I was hoping for like a light prison sentence. or
Okay,
something,
okay,
but
fine.
sure,
Yes,
yeah,
sorry.
if I
I'm
die.
sorry. Yes, I will. Thank you. I'll keep an eye on.
I mean, like, I think the Sprite would be fine, but like,
Are they? I
I
don't
think
think
he likes quiche. I don't know.
It's okay. We'll text you.
Cool. The dogs? Never mind. Don't worry about
No.
it.
If he moves.
Yes, great. Even better. Yeah, and then, Vesper, if you're...
Tag along, vibing. Probably happy to be away from the crowd.
Is this also
Alright.
your thing, like breaking and entering, or is it just killing people? Because I kind of got it was like just the killing people thing, but like...
Do you think that that doesn't require some knowledge of breaking and entering?
I mean, yeah, but like, I feel like the discipline's a little different. Like the... All right, see, I'm learning.
What's the move? Where are you two going?
Generally towards the office type area. When we're not directly in earshot of somebody, I am going to pull out the vial of... I know what I called it, but that's not what it's really called. Well, the doors are for suckers liquid.
The potion of immunity to walls. Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will pass it to Vesper to look at, because I feel like just a visual scan is probably going to be less obtrusive than just saying, hey, I think if you drink this, you can walk through walls and like, it's fine.
I think Vesper like turns it over in his hands, like gives it a swish, and like looks at the tag, and just like turns the tag back towards you with an eyebrow raised.
I mean, could be mushrooms, but like it also, if it works,
Where did you get this?
from a new coat.
Oh.
It
okay.
came with the rifle that smells like bread.
I forgot
Coat
Vertigo's
potion.
been wearing the coat this entire time.
To be fair, Vertigo is wearing like practically nothing, so this is a great addition to stay warm.
Yeah, it was just basically like with the holographic stuff off, it was just a black bodysuit.
You know, I'd feel a little bit better about this if it came from that nerdy bartender, the floor below, but if this is your way of getting in, I
Did I
assume.
miss a nerdy bartender? Man.
Yeah, you know, the one that like talked weird.
The
Selling
gazer.
Oh, with
potions.
the potions.
The gazer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With a bow tie.
I admittedly do not know the provenance of this, so I'm happy to drink a random liquid that comes with a tag that says doors are for suckers, because I feel like, you know, matching the vibe. But if you're into the whole like infiltration and rifling through stuff, I do have a mask that can take pictures of stuff.
It does sound
So-
more fun than waiting on whatever is happening down there.
I feel like
I
a
also-
little light larceny might cheer you up.
You know, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to stab anybody in the back the way I want to, so.
So
Yeah, if you want backup.
I mean, the other thing I can do is I can go through the wall and then just open the door for you.
I would feel better about that, and he passes the potion back.
That's fair. This is also very funny because I'm just assuming that he would lock the door. But I would in this situation. So, alright. How is this room organized? Like, is it just wall to the outside world and then like this little office with nothing on the other three walls but ballroom, or is it up against?
Like up against the back wall.
Okay. Can I make a guess as to what's behind the back wall?
Draxamundar's office? Yeah.
I mean, like, so, okay, my thought
Okay.
is instead of just going straight through the wall into Thraxmundar's office, if I'm within line of sight of folk, is going through a wall, then down a hallway or through the storage closet I walk into or whatever, and then into the
Oh,
other
okay.
wall to come in it from like the back. Because it lasts for a
yeah.
minute.
Let
Feels
me
like
pull up
Cape
the
Pride.
text of it because I don't actually recall the specifics of what it said. But
Puts the user out of phase for 1 minute, 2 minutes if the cipher is level 6 or higher, and I
Okay.
don't have a cipher number for it.
I think it was 5. Let's call it
Okay.
5.
It makes sense.
So what I'll say is that you're not really able to like walk from like through this room into that. You basically end up walking through like some like random thick doors and or thick doors, Jesus. Some like real thick walls and like some insulation and some like infrastructure type shit. So it's not really like passing through rooms, but like yes, you are
I mean,
able
that's
to
fine.
to surreptitiously get up to that kind of inner balcony, take a roundabout way in, and get into the office without alerting anyone or disturbing anyone. Yes.
Hell yeah. Is
You
there
are
anyone
directly
in
behind. No, you are directly behind Thraxamundar though. If you open the door, you're going to be like 10 feet from his back.
there? Okay, so unlikely to unlock the door and... Well, I will text Vesper and just
Mhm.
say, I can unlock the door if you can get here, but he's right here.
Yeah, Vesper, you get up there and you see like, oh yeah, he's like that guy's right there.
Figured I would give the option.
I think, Vesper is probably gonna... Better idea to hang back, keep an eye out. If shit goes down, then, can rush in if needed, but I think he's gonna just kind of stay out of sight, and try to cover Vertigo from the outside. Well, Vertigo does what,
Gotcha.
they need to do.
My
All right,
understanding of
hop
the
in.
rules is if I get somewhere, I'm okay to be there. Does that include the office? Or do I know?
It sure does.
Hell yeah. I'm just gonna rifle through shit and take pictures of things that seem relevant to Erastus's interests.
You begin rifling through shit.
And mine, of course.
Yes. Lysander, the selection of data is a popular item, and it ends up being driven up to 25 billion Zen, or at least its equivalent in a mixture of Zen and astral diamonds. Are you willing to pay that much?
Yeah, no, he's calling it there.
Call it there. A large
Yeah.
selection of data scraped from the personal devices of Zenith citizens goes to the suspicious hound. I will say that it's Emma Elizabeth representing the Magisterium. Pulls personal data from the devices of 37% of the city's population.
My God. That's going in my report.
Finally, at the end of the night, the contractual rights of patronage over the Red Presence movement hits the auction block. It starts at 500 million Zen.
Jesus. That's the base money
Minimum
he
bid,
gave
yeah.
me.
Yes. Do you bid, Lysander?
I think Lysander will bid. You said 500 million was the starting bid, right?
Yes.
He's gonna keep it cool at a solid 510.
You put down 510 for rights over the Red Presence movement. Mephistopheles puts down 750. Coven Zetra puts down 1.25 billion.
Does Theodore bid at all?
Theodore does. Theodore puts down 2.2 billion and 30 astral diamonds.
Oh,
Damn. Damn, I'm sorry. This is 3 actual
All right.
times is insane work.
30. Holy shit.
We have pulled the Revolutionary.
Ooh.
That is a good card. But who's it going to be good for?
Very true.
The Revolutionary is a force for change, brazen and bold, changing what needs changing, even if through destruction or violence.
Oh, God, I hate... Oh, no.
The bidding goes on. M puts down a bid, but is quickly outbid and does not attempt to re-enter. The Red Presence themselves put down a bid, even with a respectable quantity of astral diamonds, but to no avail. Erastus, you find yourself in a group chat with Theodore and Nebuchadnezzar, who basically authorizes Theodore to spend any and all quantity of money to secure this contract, because he assures you both that the calculations are changing. Mephistopheles puts down a hefty sum. 50 billion. 75 astral diamonds.
Damn.
It is at this point a strange figure. You you'd noticed only previously, only briefly, an odd hooded fellow seated at a table. Half there, half not. Puts in his first bid. 130 astral diamonds. The spending of Zen is functionally off the table. There's no quantity of digitized credits that can compete with this amount of raw natural resource. Em laughs. Theodore puts down 220 astral diamonds. The stranger puts down 300. Erastus, you get a text.
Directly?
In your group.
Okay, in the group chat.
The preside, as the governing organization of Zenith, can, in theory, access up to about 460 astral diamonds. Theodore bets 475. A chill runs down your spine as the phantom stranger reaches into his breast pocket, pulls out yet another sack of resources. 666. The room falls silent. This quantity of wealth, even here, is unheard of. The decrepit old man, with wrinkles upon wrinkles and liver spots on his liver spots, looks around. Going once. Going twice. Sold to the illustrious stranger. The stranger himself stands up. To clarify the terms of this sale, I am not purchasing anything but that which was already mine. Thraxamundar. Consider this repayment for dutiful stewardship. The figure stands up, pulls back a cloak, and you see a bizarre figure. Human-ish, but not quite. You see him, but see through him. His strange, pale skin, his black eyes. Where people should be, there burns a bizarre living fire. Steps up and begins to reach forward and claim the scroll of sorts. From behind you, you hear another voice, one that feels as if pure light. Vertigo through the door, you can hear this. Bahamut speaks. I can't let you leave here. I can't let you do this. The stranger looks to him and points. Lysander, Vesper, and Erastus, can everyone make me a challenge 4 intellect task?
Okay. I'm going to use 1 level of effort.
Ditto.
Same, yeah.
What are your numbers? Vertigo, you are immune. I will actually say that you are able to watch this all unfold through a screen in the office.
It wasn't a 1. It was a 2.
Oh my god, Mare.
2, that's a fail. 7 with 1 level of effort is also a fail. Lysander, what'd you get?
Natural 20.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Divine. Vesper and Erastus. As this stranger points at the dragon god Bahamut, he speaks. You all know why you're here tonight. You're here to acquire, to compete, to prove your worth through accumulation. You've built this whole civilization on this principle. And you, he points to Bahamut, have permitted it. And now you attempt to deny me? The great platinum dragon, champion of justice. Where was your justice? When you watch this fellow, he points at Lysander, purchase the debts and livelihoods of hundreds of the citizens of this great city. Where's your justice? And the rights to the water of life was sold to a foreign corporation. And you can't let me leave here. You watched. You approved. Because you know their gold builds your temples. It keeps your sun elevated above the rest. Are you not complicit in every crime committed here tonight? Vesper and Erastus. You feel it deep in your bones. This guy's got a point. This is Bahamut, the god of good dragons. This thing is, for all intents and purposes, as far as you can conceptualize, as far as the city of Zenith is concerned, this thing is immortal, omnipotent. And you just watched. Lysander, you recognize something. Something old and ancient and perverse. And you feel it too. But you see it as well. What would you like for the effect of your natural 20?
Honestly, I think for a major effect, God, actually, I'm just trying to think of what, because there's so many avenues this could go, and I'm trying to figure out which one would work best for it. So I am open to taking a DM suggestion for this.
I'm not sure. There's one thing I have in mind, but it's something I'd like to save. So, do you have anything you would like to take?
I think. So I guess from the way he was speaking, did it sound like a mental effect was being whispered, suggested, innuendoed at all? Any way, shape, or form?
Yes and no. So here's the interesting thing. I, Alex, am not a professional speaker, so I cannot do justice to what I would like to communicate this person is doing. Imagine the most eloquent speaker you can. Imagine the most compelling orator you can consider. Imagine that person also had the skills of the most charismatic negotiator you could consider, the most virtuous and beloved musician or artist you could consider. Imagine all of the greatest powers of persuasion wrapped up into one person. None of this is magic. It just is.
And then I think I'm decided between two. I think either A, just essentially completely be able to resist whatever mental effect is happening, or B, essentially be able to innately get a feeling, or slash, if able to, recognize exactly who is up there. If my gut feeling is right, I feel like I already know out of character. I want to see if Lysander can make that recognition in character.
I don't think you know who it is, so I will tell you with I will say that you can be immune to the effects. I will say that you are immune to the effects of the persuasion. You feel the pull. You feel it more than anything. But you are, if nothing else, able to at least stand your ground and watch what happens next. Bahamut tries to defend himself. I have fought evil for millennia. I have tried to raise my son in the ways that are right and good. The figure speaks. And yet this evil thrives. The red presence grew under the watch of you. Your own son built it from nothing. Children starve in your cities. The weak are devoured by the strong. And you call this a defense of good? The crowd's body language begins to shift toward Bahamut. Aggressive. You hear murmurs of how this guy has a point. Thraximundar is a son of a bitch. And the son of Bahamut. It's no secret that no one around you is any different from the other, but you all get the subtle feeling of how satisfying it is to point a finger. These grievances begin to resonate. Vesper, it occurs to you that this thing is a god. Where was it 500 years ago? It existed. Certainly, Bahamut's thousands of years old. Erastus, you look at this individual as something like a pitiful failure. Sure, he attempted to fight evil. He couldn't halt it in his own son, who got your lover killed. Vertigo, you watch with a growing sense of dread through a black and white computer screen. What happens next occurs in short order. The prince of this world continues to accuse the Platinum Dragon, who eventually begins to attempt to walk across the room. Please, I only want to see my son and leave this place. I understand you are mad. But I have no quarrel with any of you. And if you want me to leave this city, I will. Just let me see my son. And he begins to walk across the room. You're not sure from where, but a glass of champagne flies across the room and crashes against his cheek. He touches it, surprised, baffled. Erastus and Vesper, can you please make me a challenge 9, target number 27, intellect defense task?
I can't make it. I'm not going to bother.
Vesper?
I mean, I doubt that being trained in intellect defense tasks helps too much if it regards to losing sanity or equanimity. I don't think that will make it achievable, will it?
A loss of sanity. That in and of itself would not make it achievable. No, you would need to spend at least 3 levels of effort, or at least 2 skills. You need to bring it down at least 3 levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't.
All right. What happens next is an absolute horror show. After the first glass is thrown, someone casts a cantrip, a small little firebolt. It strikes him on the shoulder. Doesn't seem to bother him at all, but it singes his coat. Someone stands up. Some random no-name schmuck steps in his path and slaps him across the face. He hisses in response. All at once, the entire room, for one reason or another, one petty grievance or some other, finds a reason to attack Bahamut. Vesper, what does it look like as you strike the platinum god of good dragons? At this point, a mob is beginning to form around him.
Unfortunately, I'm armed.
You are.
And unfortunately, Vesper has 500 years of rage at his back and on his mind, and especially on his mind after having been maybe reminded of the fact that, you know, not only was the angel of the presence real at some point, but it's maybe still alive. And I think that these motions as he attacks him are maybe natural and maybe seems like something that he'd been repressing.
Vesper, there is an escalation when you attack him. Before you stood up, there were a few lazily cast cantrips. This random man or that goes up and slaps and punches him in the gut. But 500 years of rage and the persuasive stylings of this strange man worm their way into you. They pierce your heart and pull out something that you couldn't even feel was still there. You stand on top of this table. You grab a small baton, you click the side of it, and a bow pops out, and you just fire. You strike him directly in the side of the chest, below the arm, and between the ribs. He gasps. He falls to his knees. But he does not stop. He begins to stand up. Please, I just want to leave with my son. Erastus, what does it look like as you attack Bahamut?
If you're okay with this, I think Erastus is not the type of person to get physically involved. But similarly to Vesper, there is that pain and that rage and wanting to point blame at someone. And this very charismatic individual has made many great points. There is this essentially a god here who, while yes, it's not feasible to be able to save everyone, there are things that he could have done to alleviate the suffering of people in general, and he didn't. And I think what happens, he doesn't attack, but he makes no move to help him either. And that is its own pain in and of itself, that there is someone who has the power to help sway a crowd that could calm them down and is choosing not to. So it's more of a pain and betrayal of the mental and emotional instead of a physical. And it's more of a watching very coolly and choosing not to do anything.
Let me pull a card on that,
Okay, that's fair.
if that's okay.
Yeah.
The Mysterious Nine. The Mysterious Nine. Jesus fucking Christ. The Mysterious Rune.
So to say, what card is that?
I don't know. Magic, mystery, wordless communication. Words are spells, cards are runes. In code words, hide them in plain sight, store them. If you can decipher this rune, you gain its meaning and thus its power. If you will permit, I will say this. As you watch this happen, you lose a sense of control of yourself. You don't join in the mob. That's not quite something that you do. But you do reach into your pocket, pull out your cell phone, you begin to record, and you begin to broadcast. Not under your name. Maybe it'll never come back to you. But you record, and you watch. And as the number on the screen gets bigger and bigger and bigger, as the comments and the thumbs up starts rolling in, the sixth sense of satisfaction wells up in your heart. The violence begins to cascade. Guards, nobles, servants, any living thing that still seemed to be on this floor seems to pour out of every strange corner of this room. The accuser stands on the stage. For those of you still listening, he makes excellent points. Lysander, can you make me a stealth check? I'll call this a target number 18. Or target number 18, challenge number 6.
So you want a speed roll?
Speed roll, yeah.
Okay. In that case,
Vertigo, what do you do from Thraximundar's office as you see this scene unfold? You see Erastus recording the assault on Bahamut, and Vesper standing on a table, firing arrows at him.
I was going to say that the minute things start to feel off and Vertigo turns to look at the screen and see what's going on, he would like to record that. Not live broadcast, just download it somewhere for later. And I think once it escalates with Vesper, and it's not just a kind of shameful walk, it is very clearly becoming a mob scene. This seems like a ridiculous thing to look for. But she's going to look for a fire alarm or something similar.
All right, you begin to look for a fire alarm. Lysander, what did you roll?
I spent 1 point of effort on that, and I got a 17.
17. Against a challenge target number 5, that'll do it. So I'll tell you what happens next. Vesper, you fire off another couple of shots. They seem to hit their target. Erastus, to get a better angle, you find yourself standing on a table. The crowd begins to chant almost in unison. Liar, tyrant, and other such things. Vesper, from the corner of your eye, you see 2 figures dressed in monochrome red. The brother, Apogee, stands with his arms crossed, grinning ear to ear. His sister, Perigee, has fallen to her knees. Tears are streaming out of the corners of her eyes. She lifts her hands to the sky. The figure smiles gently. He hasn't moved. He hasn't cast a single spell. He named the accused, and the mob did the rest. You all hear the sound of heavy black boots against polished marble stone, and you see Thraximundar standing there frozen, torn between fleeing and succumbing. The prince turns to him. You're not like the others, are you? You're not a monster. You just make profitable decisions. How could you possibly be responsible for how others used your funding? How could you be possibly responsible for the ways in which you were brought up, the ways in which you were guided? Thraximundar, a 2,500-year-old dragon, looks cowed and cowardly. I'm not. Then prove it. Prove you're not complicit. Prove you stand with those in whose city you live. He gestures to Bahamut. Prove that you oppose this tyranny. Thraximundar, desperate and terrified, makes his way towards his father. Vertigo, you pull a fire alarm. Lysander, you cast Acacia's plentiful progeny, and Thraximundar drives a fist through the heart of his father. Everything goes silent. Before the alarms go off, the last thing you hear, through gasps and gurgling blood, are the last words of the Platinum Dragon. I forgive you, my son. The fire alarm goes off. And Erastus and Vesper, you return to your senses. Vesper, you find yourself standing mid-form, your hand behind your back, reaching for a quiver that only has one arrow left in it. Erastus, you're standing on a table now with a live audience of 4,000. Vertigo, you pulled the fire alarm. Sprinklers are going off for but a moment before Thraxamundar pulls his hand back, holding the heart of his father. Roars in agony, turns around. In an instant transforms to his natural size and dives out a window before fleeing in terror. Lysander, a chill crawls up your spine as you realize this spell has no effect on the Phantom Stranger. The mob stops. There's a gaping hole in the wall. From the side, you hear Perigi cry, "He is risen," to the streets. And she and her brother make haste for the elevator. The figure stands in the center of the room. Thank you all for your participation. The sale is complete. The Red Presence is now fully autonomous. You may resume your evening. The figure turns back to you, Eris, and grabs you by the wrist. Can you make a speed defense roll of a challenge 7?
Challenge 7. Oh, that's gonna be target number 21.
Target number 21.
All right. I will spend. Yeah, screw it. I'll spend 2 effort.
2 effort. Target number 15.
This brings me down to my. Almost brought me down to 0, but had just enough to stave it off. $17.
That'll do it. You manage to just pull your arm back before he can grab it. The two of you make direct eye contact. Eris. Dear Eris. It's been what? 500 years. You were so impressive back then, truly. I feel as if you found the one crack in my design. You exploited it so beautifully. I've learned much since then.
Clearly.
You thwarted me once by uniting them against me, by showing them they could choose differently. But tonight, they just murdered their own god. I didn't force them. I hardly even suggested they do it. You taught me an important lesson, Eris. I can't force humanity to prove itself irredeemable. I just have to let them choose to be so. I thank you for that lesson. Do you have anything to say to this figure? Anything to do?
I think so I'm assuming with all the chaos happening, everyone is pretty much running, bolting. What about the main party members? Are they still in the vicinity at least?
You see Erastus and Vesper extremely shaken up, seeming to try to compose themselves. I will say at this point, Vertigo, unless you tell me otherwise, you might have burst through the door.
Vertigo's gonna make their way to Bahamut.
Yeah, you burst through the door then and begin running around the balcony, heading down the stairs.
Gonna be real with you.
say-
If that figure is still there, I think quietly opening the door and not drawing attention to myself is,
Sure.
yeah,
Absolutely.
not necessarily sneaking, but not like,
Yeah, not making a big
Bells
deal.
and
of
Nah,
this.
here I
Yeah.
am.
yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So let's say, Lysander, you clock all that.
Okay. I think while everything else is happening with them, Lysander's case is basically going to be locked onto this figure. They stay silent for a little bit, hearing what they have to say about being taught a lesson from the past encounter they had. About how humanity, how they essentially can't, how they laid out their plan to essentially quote unquote force humanity to make themselves irredeemable. I say force very lightly because it was in the end their own choice. And yet, for all your notion that all humanity needs is a little push to be irredeemable, I feel like you might be missing the point or missing the bigger picture. Well, say the smaller picture. Not everyone is as irredeemable as you make them out to be. And if someone like I can be changed, after all, you knew who I was back then, I'd like to say the others have just as much a chance, if not better. And I think while that happens, this is purely for dramatic effect. I'm not activating a skill or anything. If there are sort of flickering lights with the with the fire alarm, in the brief moment where there's like a bit of shadow sort of covering Eris's face with the flickering lights, only for like a brief couple of seconds, their face will sort of shift in between that of Lysander's to that of Eris's.
Absolutely.
And back again. With the sort of gold circlet on her head, glowing like a faint glow. This sort of briefly disappears as it sort of shifts between before fading back into Lysander's visage.
Absolutely. You find yourself full of adrenaline, almost trembling as your visage shifts between that of Lysander and that of Eris. The figure laughs. There's nothing you can do this time, Eris. Last time I underestimated the mortal capacity for good. But I won't make that mistake again. This time, I'm betting mortality. I'm betting on mortality exactly as it is. And Satan, laughing, spreads his wings and departs.
There's just a muttered, "We'll see about that."
We have 15 minutes left in the night. What do the four of you do in the chaos?
I would like to take Bahamut's phone, but also, like, I'm sure he's, like, gone. But Vertigo would still like to, like, take care of him a little bit and, like, you know, I don't know, put a sheet over him or something.
Yeah. In the chaos, you manage to reach the corpse of Bahamut. In your movement through this room, you find yourself experiencing a strong sense of deja vu. You look over to the side of the wall, the fires and the smoke that you had seen in the mask, and you see it all again. And your eyes follow the trail and land on the exact same body that you had seen in the corner of your eye. You kneel at the corpse of Bahamut. You grab what must have been a tablecloth at one point, and you lay it over him. And you grab his phone as well. Erastus, Vesper, what do you do?
So Erastus is, after very horrified ending the broadcast, stuffing his phone in his pocket. He's shaking, absolutely distraught what happened and what he did and what he was complicit in. Looks around very briefly at everyone and actually reaches down to the belt at his waist. And I'm going to activate my Cypher.
Which one?
As seen on TV out of Dodge Getter.
Oh,
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, let's go.
Nice.
As seen on
Oh
TV.
my god.
So
Where do you go?
So for everyone in the audience, the user teleports up to 100 times the Cypher level in miles to a location they have previously been. They arrive safely with their possessions, but can take nothing and nobody with them. So basically what I'm wearing, I'm fucking out. I am going to the person who was there for me at the worst of times back when Ambrose was murdered and basically took care of me for a month, who has been there for me for literally ever. I'm going to go to my sister's Penny.
Excellent. I will say the three of you are able to watch as Erastus seems to shake themselves back into their right mind. Reach down, touch some stuff on their belt, and doof, gone. As seen on TV.
As seen on TV. I'm sorry, that's such a
As seen
cool
on
title. Cool name for it. Good job, Alex.
Yeah.
Vesper, what is the move?
Aside from a strong wave of nausea,
Appropriate.
I think everything that happened was, coaxed out of him, but it's still weirdly inherent to the kind of person that he is. Unfortunately, Vesper is a violent man. He exists in violence, and he is, I think his mind is kind of reeling and just wishing all at once that he could take back those last couple of minutes. And how do I fix this? How do you even begin to start to live with yourself after you do something like this, essentially inciting a riot, or participating in a riot, I suppose, whichever one you want to call it. But I mean, I assume it's still pandemonium.
Yes.
There's still just fucking chaos. At the same time, I have an arrow left, don't I?
You do.
I have an ability called Surprise Attack that I would like to use my last arrow on.
Sick. Let's go. Who are we surprise attacking?
I can't make anything right, but I can end something.
Murder!
Sure, let's fucking go.
This is so good.
This is great.
I'll say M is in a bit of a stupor, certainly not expecting an attack. Let's call this.
Then I gain an asset to that attack.
Yeah, all right, sick. Let's call it a target number 4. Bring it down to a 3.
I'm just gonna roll straight and see what happens.
All right,
Let's go.
I feel like
Raw
this is just the
target,
type of
9 or
person he
above.
is. Like, this is his. If we're talking about justice, like, there's justice that's outstanding. So
Let's go. Let's see what we get.
that's a 17.
17,
so
that'll
that's
do.
2
That'll get
additional
plus-
points of damage.
Yeah.
So I want to just, like, again, it's this thing that's so instinctual to him, like, and, you know, this twisted logic of what justice is outstanding and what can I do right now, and also this is an opportunity and I may not get another chance to stop this person again. And he just, before, like, very swiftly folding his bow back up and, like, stowing it, jumping down off the table, he just knocks an arrow, aims, lets fly.
I'm gonna pull a card to see what happens. You certainly hit. How much damage do you do total? What is your bow? Is that a medium weapon?
It is a medium weapon.
All right, so that'll be 4 plus 2, 6 damage total.
Correct.
All right, sick. And we have pulled the revealing knife.
I get that card a lot.
It's
That
a great
feels
card.
like it could, in theory, maybe be good. Revelation, Discovery, Finesse. When the card is turned, it suggests a careful, precise action is required for what lies ahead. A secret is revealed. Secret that might be revealed. A challenge requires finesse. Something is cut or severed. All right, let's go off the beaten path here. This is a good card. You're attacking a Lich Queen of a nation that is theoretically neutral towards where you are, a trade partner.
Correct.
What do you want to happen here? As you attack this undead person who can in theory rise again until you find her phylactery.
Do you really think that he's thought that through that hard? This is literally just an action of this is vengeance. And maybe now you don't feel so immune. I can't kill you, but if you feel maybe more immune, you know that I'm coming for you. And if you come back, I'll fucking find you. Like, this is... His rage has not subsided just because he feels bad.
Gotcha.
Like, there's
Okay.
still anger flowing through his veins, and this is not a person who's well adjusted.
All right, okay. Then in that case, I will say that it looks in as much shock as you were in a second ago, but for whatever reason, you were able to shake it off a little quicker than her. You satisfy a lust that has been within you since the start of this night, and you knock an arrow and you fire it, and it lands directly where any other mortal heart would have been. And should this have been a mortal, you know this would have killed them. For a lich, unfortunately, there are different rules. She turns to look at you in shock. For a brief moment, you make eye contact, and you know, she knows, that all those years ago, it was you.
Good.
She begins to cackle, and a strange black fluid drips from the corner of her mouth before she vanishes in a puff of smoke. Lysander, what's the move?
I think a lot of things are sort of... There's a lot of things running through Lysander's mind at the moment. But for now, after sort of seeing what Vesper has just done, I think he's going to just sort of get everyone together. Again, if he can get some space, get everyone, point to the exit, and just say, "We need to go now."
Erastus, your phone is blowing up.
From who?
Theodore is the group chat with Chad. Theodore is dead, as far as you can see.
I leave the group chat.
You leave the group chat. Excellent.
Awesome.
All right, so you all head for the elevator and leave?
I'm not
Or
gonna
does
stick
anyone-
around.
All right, Vertigo, you head out. Erastus, you've done fucked off. Vesper, do you head for the elevator and leave?
Fuck else am I gonna do? My quarry is elsewhere.
All right. Excellent. The three of you, rather, I have to regrettably wait your turn for the elevator. There's a lot of people here who want to leave.
There's no stairs?
Not to this place, no.
Damn,
Actually,
okay,
there must
fire
be-
code.
Actually, you're right. There's fire code. There
Fire
must
code
be
does
stairs.
exist, yeah.
So yeah, I will say there are people leaving through the elevator and there are people leaving through stairs. You probably are better off taking the stairs. You take the stairs. You all spill out into the dance floor. By the time you get there, everybody who was previously on the dance floor is already at the stairs trying to get down to the
Wait,
second level.
y'all can use the carpet.
You could.
I
Did you
mean,
leave it behind? Oh wait.
Oh, I've been carrying it with me the
Sander
entire
has it.
time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's on your bag.
yeah, he'll just sort of like, okay, he'll sort of like, he'll go down one flight of stairs and like, okay, this is taking way too long, screw this. He'll sort of like
Alright.
look for like the nearest window on like the dance floor area. Like,
Yeah.
if there's like, or if there's like a balcony area.
Oh
even.
yeah, you're able to find something like that. You do have to break a window, but you're fine.
It's like, it's just like, all right, you know what? Elbows the window, fucking, like, clears it out, hops over, get on now. Like, unfurls the carpet, get on.
I'm taking the stairs.
Oh, I'll
I
take the
didn't
carpet.
ask. That is not a suggestion. That get on now.
I'm taking the stairs, and I.
Vesper,
watch
so
as
help me
Vesper
God, I
continues
will.
to take the stairs.
I'm not dealing with a more clogged up traffic like that. I want to get out of here.
Helicopters begin to arrive. Various unmanned aerial vehicles begin to circle. You see news copters beginning to record.
Vertigo's
Now or
awkwardly
never.
on the carpet, like, are we staying or going? Because if we're staying,
I'd really rather not have to deal with points up at those.
If you're, you've got 10 seconds to decide.
I already decided. I'm literally
Alright.
like he's going
Sick.
down the stairs. Like he didn't
Alright.
stop to argue with you.
Vesper,
by-
you begin to head down the stairs. Lysander, you have got to move.
We're going, yeah.
Sick.
It's like, looks over to Vertigo, hang on tight.
they do. Like,
Vertigo, this is cool as fuck. I mean, terrible night, but this is kind of rad.
we're compartmentalizing. Yeah, no. Right now
Yeah.
we're just like, hell yeah, high speed chase.
We can
without the
experience
chase.
joy in the same moments as trauma.
Exactly.
You're flying.
It's like the
Live
roller
moment to
coaster thing.
moment.
Like you're focused on your stomach dropping, so you're not thinking about the like rest of the world at the moment. Convenient.
Beautiful.
As we end the night and the four of you have finally come face to face with the true villain plaguing Zenith, is there anything else you would like to do this evening?
I only have a question.
What is your question there?
When the guy was talking to Eris, was that able to be heard, or was it too much? It was too quiet over the clamor of everyone getting out of this the mob stupor.
I would say you could hear what Satan was saying to Eris.
So we know that me and maybe Vertigo know that is now Eris.
Possibly.
I'll say in this moment you have a reason to believe that.
Okay. Not that it's connecting, but for next session. Thank you. That's all.
The only thing I had was I'm pretty sure there were pending conversations that needed to happen with Vesper, but that's just gonna have to wait.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Yeah,
it is
there's
what it
lots
is.
of There's so
Vesper,
much
I think-
unpacking that needs to be done.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think Vesper for his part is just like making his weaving through the crowd, like making his way, and just like I'm just going fucking home or wherever my lodgings are.
To the dog.
Not trying to meet up with the party or anything.
To the dog.
Vesper, you begin making your way down with the crowd. Fortunately, they grant you a degree of anonymity. There's no sense of what happened in the chaos yet, as far as what happened to Bahamut. It seems like the video recorded by Erastus has not yet spread to the authorities who are on the scene, and you are able to leave. The bits of information you're able to hear as you finally get down to street level and are kind of ushered out of the building is that Braxamundar has lost control of his senses, or perhaps there was some issue with him and Bahamut. It's not clear. But the focus of the authorities at hand seems to be getting you out. And so you are ushered out of the building. And you are able
I think he just makes the long walk home, kind of angrily clutching that feather in his pocket.
you make the long walk home.
Oh, he sells the Godblood too. That's right. Yeah.
I will say, Lysander and Vertigo, as you are flying, the last thing we will see for tonight's session is a small but ever-growing crowd marching through the streets in joyful triumph at the return of their god. That is where we will end tonight's session.
Different era, same shit.
Well, all right. For those of us at home, thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Alex. I have been your GM for tonight. I have been extremely grateful to be here on the Sword and Key Twitch channel and to be collaborating with these fine, skilled, and daring players whom I love. We're going to quickly go around and say our outros, say where else we can be found on the internet and what our other projects are. And then we're going to log off and go to sleep for tonight. And that will be that. My name is Alex. My only project at the moment is here on Sword and Key, hosting and running Zenith 3000. I'm pretty sure that's all I have to say about that. Who else would like to go next?
I can go next, I guess. Yeah. Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek, he pronouns. I have been playing Eris, who uses any all pronouns, or aka Lysander, who uses he him. I'm a voice actor, TTRPG AP performer, does a whole bunch of other stuff. Well, I say a whole bunch of other stuff. I think this is probably the only project I'm currently in at the moment. So yeah, I think at least it's been a long day. I could just be remembering wrong, but yeah, Thursdays at here Sword and Key. I'm playing Eris again next week and for the foreseeable future at least. Yeah. Yeah, if you have any projects you want me to be in or voice acting or AP stuff otherwise, please let me know and shoot them my way. Yeah, that's basically it.
I'll go. I love an awkward silence. Yes, please cast all of these people. They're amazing. If they so want to be cast. Hi, I'm Eva. I am one half of Sword and Key. I am the key half. I know why, but it's a mystery to everyone else. Joke's on you. I do other things here. Things on Saturdays, things on Sundays. Sometimes, I'm also behind the scenes. I don't know. I probably do things other days too, but time's a soup and it all blurs together. So, find me here, not really on socials because it's a flaming hellscape and I have enough problems. Yep. I'll popcorn it. Don't fucking make me.
Do it. You doing me or Seth?
Seth. Mostly because I can't remember who's doing the actual full-on outro, and I'm terrified it's me, so I'm hoping it's you or Alex.
I can do it.
Bless your heart. Thank you so much.
Fine. Okay. Jeez. Make me talk. I'm sitting here trying to process shit. Hi, my name is Seth. I had the honor of playing Vesper again, who made incredibly questionable decisions as usual, but Jesus Christ, where am I going to go from here? I don't know. It'll be fine. So super fun. I think I could say I'm in another project.
It's been announced.
Because it's been
you can do
posted.
it.
I am going to be beginning in February in an Invisible Sun game. DM'd by
Yeah.
Mare. Called the Indigo Nexus, which also that's my name. Oh my god. It just came to me at like 2 a.m. I'm super fucking excited to play a character who is maybe in a lot of ways Vesper's polar opposite. Fully like an asshole chaos gremlin, tall, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be my first time playing a tall character. I can't wait for it. So look out for that soon. That'll start in February. We have some fun stuff planned and a really, really good group. I'm very excited about that.
Hell yeah.
All right, and last but not least, hi, I'm Mare. You can find me on all applicable social media at Archmage of Dice. I'll do the full sign-offs. I won't do it as good as Derek, who's very thorough. I'm just gonna say, hey, go check out our socials. We have a because it's midnight, but we do have Horizon Call season 5 finale this Saturday the 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. On Sundays at 2 p.m. Pacific, we have Nightmares on the Frontier. On Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific, we have Gate Night, and of course you have us here every Thursday. Next Wednesday the 14th, we have the finale of our Shadowlight and Persona game, which had to be rescheduled during Hope Miss, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll be finishing that up. And as Seth said, I will be running the Invisible Sun campaign, the Indigo Nexus, premiering on February 21st on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And starting on Saturday the 17th and every Saturday leading up to the premiere, we are having a character introduction for each character to give everybody a little taste before the premiere. We have recorded 4 out of the 5. They're fucking amazing. That's all I gotta say. It's great. And I think that's it. I don't think I missed anything. So we'll see y'all around, and we'll see you next week. Bye.